Hold on to your mug. We're in for a wild night.
Greeting, traveler.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Born to be Wild, a Wild exclusive Hearthstone podcast where we have fun hanging out with friends, talking about the Wild format of Hearthstone, and spotlighting members of the Wild community. I'm your host, as always, Nate Wolf. It's super good to be here on a very rainy Friday night in Portland, Oregon. I'm joined by two of my favorite people. Mike Lowe, how you doing this week?
Hey, I'm doing great this week. It's not raining here; it's snowing now. It's getting at like 37 degrees for the high, about 15 for the low. It's cold, man.
Yikes. It's good to see you. Hydralisk, welcome back. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I've got an opposite experience of you, even though I'm pretty close to you. It was a bluebird day this afternoon anyway, into the evening. Like completely clear skies, which is very strange for this time of year. But I'm looking forward to tonight. I'm looking forward to tomorrow because it's supposed to be nice out. And yeah, just glad to be here.
Cool. So, Mike, who do we got joining us this week?
Yo, this week we have a really, really special guest. So a lot of people joke around, Hunter is a meme class. Hunter's really underrepresented. Excuse me, I'm stuttering because I'm just so nervous. Like when you think about this player, like the level of skill he has, it's really intimidating. But we're all lucky because he's a great friend of the show. We have the Hunter God in the building. Yo, the king of knuckles. Knuck if you buck. My boy Duwin. What's up, boy?
Ooh, yeah. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, guys.
Welcome.
Long
overdue, man. We're really excited to have you on. So
yeah, I was on 2 years ago when on what, Born to be Wild? No, Into the Wild.
Into the Wild. It was.
Wild.
I swear though, it was after I left.
It was after you left. Yeah, it was Craig and Saucy.
I'm happy to finally get to talk to you. We've been chatting in DMs and stuff for probably couple years at least.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really exciting to have you. How are you doing today?
Doing good.
Doing.
Looking forward to this. Doing good.
Doing good.
Oh,
that's great.
Man. Hey,
really happy to have you.
Typically, we start out the show with sort of an introduction or an interview of our guest, and so for those people, if you're not familiar with Duwin, number one, shame on you, and number two, we'd like to get to know you a little bit better. So would you mind giving us just a brief intro? Who are you? How long you been playing Hearthstone? Why do you like Wild as opposed to Standard?
So I started playing Hearthstone. I was a big Magic player, and I actually played the Wild TCG as well. The World of Warcraft trading card game, which is like basically kind of like Hearthstone. A lot of the art comes from that too. And I played that. I had 3 kids in 15 months. My wife and I had a daughter, and then 15 months later we had twin boys.
Wow.
So life got kind of crazy. So because of that, I stopped really going to the local stores and play Magic, and had to be at home more. So the fact that the game was on mobile was like amazing. At the beginning it was on my iPad. I could just have it on my iPad, and I could still like feel like I was like doing like my competitive card gaming, So I started playing right at the beginning, maybe the first or second month. So was that 2014? Was it? I think it was like March 2014-ish when it came out.
The official release. I think beta was somewhere in 2013, and then official 2014.
And then so the reason why I play Wild though is because since I started playing from the beginning, like playing Wild is just playing Hearthstone. Like before with Standard, it was just Wild. Like you just played whatever cards they had. So it's just the format that I play. I like to play with all the old cards, and I just when I go to Standard, it's hard for me to sometimes build decks because I go, I want to do this. Oh, that card isn't in Standard, or this. I like all the super strategies. So
yeah, for sure. We joke sometimes that we've been playing Wild since before it was called Wild.
Yeah. So to us, we're playing Hearthstone.
We're just playing Hearthstone.
Exactly.
It's Hearthstone format.
Yeah.
Standard players are the weird ones.
That's right. Yeah. You want to play Hearthstone or you want to play Standard? Those are the two formats. Hey, so how did you come up with the name Duwin? Is there a story behind that?
Yeah, there is. It's funny because there's a game called EverQuest that I used to play a lot. It was like it was like WoW before WoW. And there's a random name generator in that game that I just clicked for a dwarf character, or no, for a halfling character, and it just came up with the name Duwin, and I was like, wow, I kind of like that. It just felt very right. So now that since this was like a long time ago, I was probably, I don't know, like 10 or 11, and I've just used that name for like every single character after that. Like if I play like D&D or whatever, it's just always my character's doing. So
it reminds me of when the dwarf from Hearthstone says Anduin, but we just cut the beginning part off.
I've spelled my Reno priest as Anduin, like Anduwin as my name before. Yeah. I've put the deck list as Anduin before, like that.
I wonder how many other people, if it was like in EverQuest the way it is in Hearthstone, how there are like 10,000 silent storms out there. I wonder if there was like other Duwins in EverQuest.
Yeah, I don't know,
or if it really just picked a random name.
It was just a random name. Like it was. I think I might have clicked it once or twice.
Yeah,
I didn't click it very many times because as soon as I saw Duwin, it just felt right. I was like, wow, this is a really cool name. Like easy to say, very very short name. I thought it was just like very cool. So I just went with it.
I've never heard of any other Duwin. I've seen many silent storms.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen a lot of silent storms.
I seriously thought I just was running into the same person all the time.
Yeah, I was friends with one of the silent storms, and actually two of them I'm friends with, and I thought they were the same guy for the longest time. Like I would talk to them on EU and NA, I thought it was the same server. Like they're the same like game on both servers. And I was like, oh my gosh, you guys are different. Like it was kind of awkward. Yeah,
that's hilarious.
Have you come across a fake Duwin in Hearthstone?
No, I've not. But it's funny when people add me in game, they always go, "Are you the real Duwin?" I'm like, yeah. Like it'll be kind of crazy when like somebody creates a Duwin name, in Hearthstone. But I thought about creating an alternate account called Duluz, DULLFD, and just doing like an alt. But
okay.
The only I've never seen a single other Hydralisk ever playing this game. I've only seen myself, except for there is someone called Drunken Hydra. I have seen that person.
I've seen that person. Hydra. I've seen that person too, but
there's another Nate Wolf running around.
I know. It's so weird.
Yeah.
It's something's off with his name though. It's a little different.
He doesn't have the E at the end. It's a little bit disturbing.
Okay.
Him and I ended. So he also plays Wild. And he also hits Legend every month.
Yeah.
And so I'll be playing and I'll get a message that says, good luck, have fun, or something like that. I'm like, thanks. What are you talking about? And they're like, oh, I thought I was playing you. And no, it's my doppelgangster. And Blue Train was playing the other night. He streams only, once a month or something, not very often.
Yeah.
And this guy was in his chat. He goes, hey, you gotta jump in chat real quick. And so it was that total like Spider-Man meme that like, it's you, it's me. It was it was a little bit awkward. I think
that's crazy.
I don't know. It might be his legit name. I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm a little skeptical.
We got to find out. Like, as a person who uses his regular name in video games, like you found someone else with your name, and like you got to find out if it's a real name. I don't know.
Listen to this. I don't usually. This is a very strange thing, though, right? So my name is Nate Wolf. My brother's name is Alex, so Alex Wolf. It just so happens that these kids from the Naked Brothers band, their names are Nate and Alex Wolf. It's the most bizarre thing. They spell it differently. They spell it quite wrong, but it's like, what are the possibilities, right, of some famous kids in a stupid band having the same exact first and last names as me and my brother? Like, I don't even know. Anyways, so we all know you as the Hunter King. What is it about Hunter that drew you in?
It's I like the flexibility of the class. Rexar was one of the biggest like selling points early on. I'm not an aggro player at all, so Hunter was never appealing to me. It was the first class I picked up when I first got the game because it was cheap, and like I just went and built an aggro deck. But because it was just more like all about face, I gravitated towards Warlock, Warrior, and Druid. I wanted like longer, more like control style games. And a little bit of Mage. And then when I had to get my 500 wins for Hunter, I started to play Hunter, and it was after Rexar was out. And I was like, wow, I couldn't believe like the flexibility of Rexar. Like my opponent would have a board state, and I would be able to actually like respond to what they were doing. It was a different style than I was used to. I was used to like just playing the cards from my hand, not actually like responding to my. It just like I just like that like flexibility of like responding. Like, okay, you do this, I'm gonna have to find this to counter that, or like I'm gonna have to put this. Which is why I like the card called Stitch Tracker, which allows you to discover a minion in your deck, because it just offers that like flexibility where your opponent presents a threat and then you find the answer for it. I like that play style. So when Rexar allows me to do that, and Stitch Tracker was allowing me to do that, the card tracking is kind of like the card. It reminds you of like Ponder or Brainstorm from Magic, as far as like being able to like dig into your deck to get things that you need consistently. So it's just those it had those pieces together where I could play these like flexible like mid-range to control style like Hunter decks, and I love like just bringing in weird tech cards for different metas and fighting the different metas with all these different tools that Hunter has. So
speaking of Deathstalker Rexar, do you remember at first when Blizzard said, hey, we're not going to support him after this expansion, like it's going to limit the card pool, and everyone freaked out?
Yeah, I'm glad they did it. At that time I didn't play Rexar, so I had no idea. I just remember hearing about that. Like when I first got Rexar, it took a long time for me to actually use Rexar, because Hunter just wasn't I didn't think Hunter was my thing. But yeah, no, I'm glad that they decided to add it. They just put like a rule on it as far as like a keyword in text box. You can't have a keyword and separate text box on a card, so that way, like when a new expansion comes out, you can tell which cards are going to be added and things like that. Right. So, yeah,
it's a little sad, but I understand the design limitation of it.
Oh yeah. But it's great though to see like the new cards getting added and just like the new things that you can do. Like I love having access to some of the secret one, Hyena Alpha. Like when I'm playing my secret builds, I can get like a big Hyena Alpha and get the 2/2/2s. And it's just some of the beasts that they've added recently have been just really good and flexible for Hunter. So and then you can get some of them with Echo, which is really cool too. Like the card that draws you a card when you use your hero power, you can get that with Echo. So you can like echo it and draw cards, and there's just little cool synergies that pop up.
Yeah, I'm so glad that they decided to keep Rexar up to date instead of just leaving it at that point. That would have been a little sad.
Yeah, he doesn't get very many cards each expansion either, so like it feels nice. So
for sure,
makes sense.
Was it?
Go for
ahead.
Hydra. No.
I was just gonna say, was it always like you said you started off with Hunter, but did you ever like if you had a second love right now, what would
Mage? Mage is my second love now.
Mages, okay.
Yeah,
but like got that Luna's Pocket Galaxy Mage.
Yeah, I like Mage. I actually started recently. I said I would never play this deck, but I started really liking Quest Mage. Because of Standard, I play Cyclone Mage in Standard, and it made me start playing it in Wild. But I like Reno Mage a lot, LPG Mage. And actually, that's the only class other than Hunter I have over 2,000 ranked wins with. Hunter, wow. I have like 14 to 15,000 ranked wins. So I have way more with Hunter.
That's a lot of wins.
Mage is like 2,000.
That's more wins than most people, period. Damn.
Yeah. But there's I've met another Hunter main who has like 22,000 wins and plays mainly Hunter and Wild. So we talk in Discord once in a while. So that's pretty cool.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Gotta slide that one in there.
Hey, so we had a couple questions from folks in our Discord. What is your favorite Hunter deck? Like, regardless of what the meta is, if you had to choose like an archetype, what would it be?
Secret, the spell-based Hunters are my favorite. I like the claim Death Rattle Hunter a lot, and like Sylvanas 9 Lives and N'Zoth and stuff. But when it comes down to it, I really, really like playing secrets. I like Subject 9, Huntress. I like dumping secrets for free. Playing this, I love Spellstone. I really like the aggressiveness and mid range style of that deck a lot. So yeah, I would have to say like a secret hunter or like a spell based hunter. Are my favorite. And if you notice, like most of my Reno lists are going to be, Subject 9 Secret Hunter lists and like spell based lists. So the last 2 Reno Hunters I hit Legend with were one was a spell Yogg list, and then one is a secret based list. So
right. How much are the Hunter secrets? Are they all 2?
Yeah.
Something like I've been playing the game for years now and just realized recently it's like, hey, Paladin secrets are 1, Hunter secrets are 2, Mage secrets are 3. Like, how did I not know that for years?
One of those things you don't like think about it sometimes, I guess, right?
Yeah, you're not the only one though. I've had people like that like make custom cards. We talk in Discord sometimes, and they'll make like a mage one like 2 costs, and I'm like, well, they're all 3 costs, and then they'll realize too. They're like, oh, you're right, they are all the same. So you're not the only one.
Wow, it's such a noob question. I feel a little guilty. I remember the first time. I mean, this is years ago at this point, but I remember the first time that I realized what the total amount of cards were that you could have in your hand was 10, and I didn't know that before. Like, they didn't tell you that anywhere. You just learned. I just had a lot of cards, and then I drew another one, and it burned. I was like, what? Wait a minute, what happened? And I think that feature where you mouse over the deck and it tells you how many cards are in your hand, like that was a feature that was added later. I mean, at least after we had started playing. And so, man, these new players, they got no idea how good they have it. The cards glow yellow, so you know when to play them.
Right?
The other one that I had no idea what it was excess mana. I had no idea what excess mana and Druid meant, like, whatsoever. I thought these were just dead cards in my hand. I didn't know what they did because it didn't mean anything to me. Anybody else have that issue, or am I just crazy on that one?
That's funny. There's a lot of stuff that you don't realize until you've been playing it for a long time.
Yeah, and at the beginning, I played a lot more aggro decks too. So like the hand size thing, I guess I didn't also realize how big a hand we're allowed to have.
I guess it was never an issue with an aggro deck.
In Magic, you can have as many cards as you want in your hand, as long as at the end of your turn they're not there. So like, yeah, in this game, like you can't ever exceed 10. So
right. Well, that's how it was in Pokemon too. You can have as many hands in your card as you want.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter, and there's no discard. I mean, it's a different thing. Like, it's similar to Magic, where you run out of cards in your stack, then game over. So interesting. All right. What is your favorite card, and why is it Knuckles?
So Knuckles is like my favorite, like it's like a pet card. If I had to really tell you like what my favorite card is, it has to be Rexar. It seems like lame saying that because like it is what it is, but like I mean it's Rexar. But like my favorite like pet card is Knuckles. And it's just because I don't know. When I first started playing that card, I just never saw that card ever see play. And I wanted to start loving Boomzuka. I wanted a legendary hunter spell because I love spell-based hunters, and I was disappointed that the legendary spell couldn't really be played in like pure spell hunter. Like I was like, why would you make a legendary hunter spell not be played in pure spell hunter? I still want a legendary hunter spell that can be played in pure spell hunter. But I just was like, I have to like this card, and Knuckles and that card fit really well together. So I started playing those memes early on, and I fell in love with those 2 cards together. It got me to like Boomzuka, and then Knuckles has just been like kind of like my little sidekick since then, you know. I'm gonna bring Knuckles back because I need to beat these priests, and Knuckles beats Big Priest because I don't care about the taunts. Knuckles actually wants the board to be wide with like taunts and things like. So I'm gonna bring Knuckles back in the next few days here.
I can't
wait for that.
What is the card Goblin something or other? The one that gives it plus, what is it, +3/+3 and makes it die at the end of the turn?
Yep, Goblin Prank, I believe. Yeah, it's 2 cost. Give a minion +3/+3 and rush, and then it dies at the end of the turn. So that's a way that you can give Knuckles rush. So you can play Knuckles from your hand, hit it with Goblin Prank, and then it becomes a 6/10, and then it swings in the 6 face. Then you can put a Beast Within on it, which gives it +1/+1 and makes it a 7/11, and then that will hit a minion. So that's 13 damage. And you can hit it with another Beast Within, and it'll go up to 8, and it'll attack again for another 8 damage in a turn. And then True Aim Crescent also, if you attack with True Aim Crescent, you get a 4th attack. And there's also other cards that give rush too. Like there's a minion that gives rush now. And we have the broom gives rush. So these things need to be like explored.
Animated broomstick.
Griffin draws broom too. So like I'm gonna have a Knuckles Secret Hunter pretty soon here.
Oh, I can't wait.
We had the guy, other hunter main in Discord. The one, his name's North. He got Legend with the deck not too long ago, and I might work with what he has and see what I can come up with. So
sweet, that sounds awesome.
Mike, you got any questions for Mr. Duwin over here?
So, if they made a legendary spell for a spell hunter, what would you want it to do?
So two of the spells I had in mind. One of the spells was I wanted to turn all minions into animal companions would turn all the minions into animal companions. Just because I wanted a way for a hunter to be able to deal with N'Zoth board fills, and we don't have any board clears, so that'd be kind of like a board clear for us in a way. Fill the board with animal companions, and then we could put up a quick shot or an explosive trap or something to help with some of that board. Or I've also thought about a spell we joked around in Discord about having a 10 cost spell that summons all beasts that died that game. It'd be like all a 10 cost spell that summons all beasts that died that game. But it'd be all beasts that died that game, so your opponent could actually screw the pool up a little bit, which would make it a little less powerful, but I think that would make it not too crazy either. But it'd pull Rek'Sai minions and stuff too. It'd be kind of cool.
It'd be more fair. Yeah. It's like when you Gul'dan and you end up bringing back crappy 1/3 demons. I mean, it happens, and people can pollute your res pool.
Yeah. So it wouldn't be the polluting the res pool would make it not feel so bad. But also, you can't run. It makes it so you can't play certain lower cost beasts too. So you have to like Lyrax, you don't want to pull these lower cost beasts. So you have to, or Katharina. So
Unleash the Hounds.
Yeah. So there's some limitation there. So maybe they'll be good just to be on your side of the board. I don't know, but those two are 2 cards I've thought about.
That's
cool.
Pretty
cool.
I like those ideas. Very cool. Very creative.
Bring back King Crush. I mean, that'd be cool.
To turn everything into an animal companions, that'd be sweet. I could see that.
It'd be like the Murloc card that turns everything into Murlocs, but it'd be animal companions. So there's actually ways I guess you could combo with it, depending on the cost. I don't know. It might have to be 10 costs. I don't know. But you can unleash the hounds and change those into animal companions, or it'd be kind of cool to have some kind of way for hunter to use it like that.
That would be nuts. And then you get all Huffer.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or you can just get all Leok or something, or but I think it'd be cool for both on both sides. Turn everything, just because it would give hunter a way to deal with some of these sticky taunts, because we don't have very good clears.
Hey, some games they might get that 3/3 taunt, but then you might get all Leoks in one charge for lethal. Yeah. Anyway, I'll just keep going on there. I'll shut up.
Yeah. But I think that's a card that I've always had kind of in mind. Or turn everybody into 1/1 snakes or something, or just some way to some kind of devolve style effect.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I remember when Call of the Wild first came out, and it's just the dopest spell. I loved it. It is. Mm-hmm. And then it got nerfed, and it was so sad. And then they reverted it, and that was a good day.
That was a good day. I've hit Legend with it multiple times at 8. It's actually a blast.
Awesome.
It's in the list that we're going to talk about later today. I love that card. Nice.
So someone else had a question asking, why do you like quote unquote greedy decks? I think they're referring to the card selection that you put in.
Yeah. Well, so why I like greedy decks is I like just doing big, fun, like I like doing just big, fun, cool things. I'm like more like a Johnny player where I like to win in cool ways and do fun and cool things, and usually those things are big. Hunter has a unique thing about it where it can actually fight aggro pretty well. So you can actually do some really big, fun, cool things and greedy things in Hunter, and then be able to fight aggro because of our secrets and some of our early removal and things. But I just enjoy winning really like in cool styles, and doing big, fun, greedy things is right up my alley. So
I'm with you there. What's your hot take on Jewel of N'Zoth?
Jewel, I like it, but so right now it's just hard to play because of a priest. Reno Priest, the decks that I'm playing it in are just lose to Reno Priest because Reno Priest beats all the big decks, and most of the decks that we're playing Jewel in our big decks. So I need to experiment with Jewel, and cards like Albatross, and Bad Luck Albatross, and maybe some of the lower end stuff too, just to see, because some of the just so I don't have to lose the big priest. Not big priest, Reno Priest. I mean, so it was a card I was so excited about because it's a Hunter spell that costs 8, so it's the great cost for Spiteful. It has my love for N'Zoth, Death Rattle, and spell, so I can play Zul'jin with Death Rattle. Like it was everything I could ask for. I just haven't figured out the deck yet. Reno Jackson hit Legend with one, but it still struggles with Priest. Reno Priest. So as far as like playing it at Legend, it's going to struggle. You're going to catch some ladder decks where you might see more aggro, but at Legend you're going to see more Reno Priest and Dark Glare, and it kind of starts to struggle.
That's the beauty of Wild, is it'll always be there, and the card pool's always continuously growing. And so, like, if it's not there right now, it can definitely be there in the future.
Yeah, someone in the chat saying Bad Luck Albatross at 3 was really cool for Hunter. We played it in the egg decks, and it was actually like kind of amazing. At 4, it feels slightly slow.
It feels very slow as a Warlock player. It feels very slow at 4. I have other more important things in my 4 mana slot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it hurts.
So it might be something we see once it rotates out, because it was an issue in Standard. Like you could just jam that in every deck, basically. I think that was the problem. And they're trying to push their Highlander like decks in Standard. And then you have this card that messed with that. So I could see it might go back to 3, because it really didn't do too crazy of stuff in Wild. I mean, it's all playing the odd decks, but like I think those decks kind of deserve a chance against Reno.
Agreed.
So yeah.
Sidestepping a little bit, I saw that your bio says that you're a mathematician. So I am curious a little bit how that has influenced your love of card games and RNG in general.
Yeah. So I like problem solving, and I like just figuring things out, which is the math part of me, and I like figuring out how to beat metas and how to build decks, and that's where I'm a deck builder. I like just figuring things out. So like you present me with the meta, like you gave me Snip Snap meta. I like taking a Hunter and going, okay, how am I going to beat this? And looking at all the cards and figuring out the interactions. And that's when I discovered that Swamp King Dread makes it so Snip Snap can't combo. And they can't Plague of Flames you if Swamp King Dread's on the board, because they can never stick a minion. And they don't run any big minions in that deck, so you could just play Swamp King Dread and just look at them, and then they wouldn't be able to deal with it. So I liked being able to figure those things out. And Swamp King actually came in play during the Starliner meta as well. It allows it so that they can't play their Aviana.
Yeah,
so just snipe it right away. So I played it in Secret Hunter during that meta, and it's just fun to figure those things out and to have a deck and situations and just work through it. And that's why the Discord I have, the Hunter Discord, it's been great, because it's like when I was in college and doing math, we worked together a lot on like projects and worked in like classrooms with a bunch of math people and like worked on problems and studied together. So my Discord is kind of like that's what we're doing. We're throwing out deck ideas and talking about lists and sharing data and like studying together, but building decks. So
Do you think it helped you when the Boomsday puzzles came out?
I didn't do. So it's funny. I didn't do any of the Boomsday puzzles.
Oh man, I feel like you'd have like the upper hand.
I would probably have
a
blast with those. They don't work right now or something. There's something like a bug or something with one of them. I think there's a card nerfed that messed one of them up.
Oh really?
I can't remember. What's that? Yeah,
there's something up with it.
Yeah, but no, I didn't. So I think at the time it didn't reward me anything I felt like I wanted, so I just didn't end up doing them. But that would have been something that was really cool. Old Magic magazines used to have they used to present you with like a hand and a board state, and you have to figure out the lethal.
Yeah,
spot the lethal is great.
Yeah, so that was always really fun to do in Magic. So like, yeah,
it's full of that. If you're ever bored one day.
Yeah, no, I'd sit down and do those for sure.
Hey, we got a couple of questions for you from chat as well.
Yeah,
Mike, do you mind taking these?
Got it. All right. So, Duwin, how do you find uses for cards the community claims are only trash?
How do you find uses for cards the community claims are only trash? How do you find uses for cards? Well, you first have to pick the card. So one thing you can do is like if say for example, this happened the other day. What was the card? It's a 3/6. Whenever you play a 1-cost card, you put a mech in your hand. 1-cost spell, you put a mech in your hand. Somebody was talking about how that was trash, and I was like, no, we can make this card sweet. So there's a mech. It's a 3/6 card. I forget what it's called. But anyway, it's a 3/6. It's when you play a 1-cost spell, you put a mech in. You add a mech to your hand.
Gaslow?
Gaslow, yeah. So that was a recent one that someone said was trash, and I was like, no, let's make this sweet really quick. So right away, I was just thinking like, what would be what? How can I produce a lot of 1-cost spells? And I instantly thought Mage, and Mage actually has some mech synergy, but also can't really cheat that card out because the card costs 6. And then I instantly kind of went to Druid, and I was like, well, Druid has a minion that makes all your spells cost 1. So if all your spells cost 1, then you could just play a bunch of spells into this card and add a bunch of mechs to your hand. And they also have like Survival of the Fittest, which if you play that for 1, you could buff all the mechs in your hand. And they also have Aviana, which makes all the minions cost 1. So you could actually like play Gaslow, dump all these spells, turn them all into minions, buff them all, and then just dump your whole hand. And it it was just like just looking at the card and just kind of thinking about all the cards in the pool that worked with that card. And I posted a clip of the combo within like 30 minutes of the player posting it on Twitter. But sometimes it can just be simple as just like searching like a keyword. Like you have a card I'm so bad with names, Nate, but you love this card actually. You love this card. It's a 8-cost 3/9 in Paladin that when you heal you deal damage.
Oh yeah. It's the
I believe you love this card.
The Blackguard or something like that.
Yeah. So you can just type in the word heal and just search all the Paladin cards.
Man, I've been trying to make that deck work for so long.
I know, me too.
That card is fun. I like that card.
But that you just search heal and just search through all the heal cards and just see what you can come up with. And you also want to be able to deal damage to yourself so you can heal. So yeah.
Okay. It's excellent. Hey, let me throw one more at you. Since you said that you played a little bit of Mage in Standard, do you ever find Standard strategies that work their way into Wild decks for yourself, or do you see them elsewhere?
There's a player who's really good at this. That's Corbett. Most of the time when you see Corbett do really well with the list, he just took the Standard list and just ported it to Wild. So I haven't done enough of that yet. I need to do that more now. I've been more where I just want to do like things I've never seen. Like I enjoy doing things I've never seen. So I've seen it in Standard and it works in Standard. I'm just like, I've already seen it.
Got it.
But it does need to be explored more because there's a lot more data and a lot more deck builders working on decks in Standard to make those decks like perfect. So we need to take that knowledge from that they've already used and port it to Wild. and see if we can come up with some new archetypes. And Corbett's really, really good at that. Like everything Corbett does when it comes to those lists, I'm always really impressed. I'm like, wow, he took a really nice port of a standard version of the deck and made it, in Wild.
That's a really good point. There was a aggro rogue that he had with the hook scimitars and waggle pick that he put out like a while back now, but clearly like a standard deck that he had made for Wild, and I played a whole bunch of that and I had a blast. Yeah.
It's definitely something to look into. I need to do it more with Hunter, and I've talked about in the in Discord going through past Hunter decks, like bringing up the old meta Hunters and just trying those decks like now with a few cards tweaked because they worked back then. Like Death Rattle Hunter used to be amazing in standard, and there's nothing like we can't really get it to work in Wild. But maybe we should just take the old standard list, run it in Wild, and then add cards to it, and like start to rebring decks like that back into the meta.
I mean, I actually had somebody do Tunnel Trog into Totem Golem on me yesterday, so bringing back old decks could totally work.
Yeah. That's right. Hey, one more question. Blue Train asks.
Yeah, I saw that up to earlier, but I didn't. Yeah, what was the question?
He said, "Who is a historical figure that you draw inspiration from and aspire to be like?"
Ooh, historical figure. I don't know necessarily know if there's actually like one figure I like look up to want to be like. I'm more of anything. I just want to be like just a really like just like kind person that like gets along with everybody and like just wants to like spread like joy and things. Like I just want to like have fun and like make sure everybody around me is having fun and enjoying themselves. If there's a person like that, I would aspire to be that like that. But I don't necessarily have somebody in mind like that I would inspire to be like. And so is not historical though. There's a player in Magic called Reed Duke. His name is Reed Duke. He's been kind of my like my inspiration for how to like be as a player because he's very respected in Magic as like just a really nice guy to be around. He's very, very good. I got to play him in Magic before at tournaments and met him a couple times. And I inspired to be like him as far as like maybe in the Hearthstone community. So
that's a great choice.
Keanu Reeves. There you go. Keanu Reeves is cool.
That's awesome.
Hey, can we talk about your rap skills for a second? Because
yeah, I talked about that a while back, and I haven't done any of that on stream like ever since the very beginning.
I saw two clips like a couple days after each other, and both times was like, oh my god, like who would have thought? And
yeah, it's so in high school I used to do it. I like music a lot. I play guitar, I play drums, I rap a little bit. I just love all music. So and rapping was just something that you could do when you had kids and it wasn't loud and like like I could just like do it in my head or I'm driving. But it's something that like as far as like freestyling goes and things like that, I've started to lose those skills because I haven't practiced those like rhyme words and like the thinking ahead like I used to be able to do 10 years ago. But yeah, it's still fun to piece together words and figure out what works together and things like that, and it can be mathematical as well. I've written some math raps and rapped it for my students and stuff. So yeah.
Oh, I like that. We got to get you on a track sometime.
We got to do a collab one day. I'd love to do that. Like sit down and write something. That'd be fun. So, all
right. I really like the point that you brought up about how you can. Drums are loud. Trust me, I know. Yeah. I had drums. I'm a father. I don't have drums anymore.
I had to sell my drum set. Yeah, I don't have a drum set anymore.
Yeah, they're gone. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's something that you can do either like just by yourself in your head, like whatever. And that's a really good point. I like that. You can keep the music going, but at a more tame, quiet level that's not going to wake a baby.
Yeah. And I go through phases too, like different. Like I'll like go through phases on what genre I like to. Like sometimes I'll be like almost all rap or all like rock or all classic rock or all like. And I listen to a lot of electronic dance music. So like Glitch Mob and things like that. I'm listening to a lot of like dubstep and stuff. Like, yeah, I go through phases too. So in the genres.
Yeah, Oh, I do that as well. I
I agree. Someone in chat said Hydralisk looks like he'd be a drummer. I agree.
Well, thanks.
He does look like a drummer.
You could do a drum solo with your hands on your mouse pad over there. I'm sure. It's not quite the same anymore, I suppose.
No, it's not. The only drumsticks I have left are I do have a drumstick that I caught at a Megadeth concert, and I have that. And the only cool drum skin I have is I actually have a Motorhead drum skin signed by the drummer, and I got it at the Motorhead 2005 30th anniversary tour, and it's a snare skin. And I still have that. I went to that concert. Cool. That's 15 years ago.
Wow.
Oh, wow. That's really cool.
A drumstick seems like a very dangerous thing to throw.
Like, it's not sharp.
Like into a crowd of people.
Oh yeah, no, that's the thing.
I went to
war for that drumstick.
Yeah. I've never been lucky enough to catch one.
So I caught it at the same time as like another guy in the crowd.
Yeah.
And this is during Megadeth used to have these things called Gigantour. And it was this big tour that they used to do with all the big metal bands. And I was like right there in the mosh pit. And I think if it was Nick Menza at the time who was the drummer, I can't remember who was the drummer at the time, but they chucked the drumstick and I caught it, but somebody else caught it. And then it was a tug of war and turned into rolling around on the ground and who can pull the drumstick out of the death grip of the other person's hand. But I walked away victorious.
Oh, that's funny.
And I still have it.
I caught a water bottle from a singer once. That's about it.
Nowadays, everyone runs away because it's like COVID.
Yeah.
Someone in chat says you can't be a drummer because you're wearing a shirt, and drummers don't wear shirts.
This is true.
Yo, this is gonna be the craziest podcast. We got Hydralisk out here beating people with drumsticks. We got Duwin catching Britney Spears' water bottle. This is great. I love this episode, man. This is awesome.
Oh god, this is great. I'm excited to have you on, man. This is great. Having a little bit of a fanboy moment, not gonna lie. So,
bro, this is awesome. Let me get you.
All right, you guys got any questions before we move on a little bit?
Yeah. So one more question. Somebody asked. So why I like Hunter is mainly because my love for Rexar. Rexar, Stitch Tracker, and the card Tracking are like the three cards that made me really love Hunter. Stitch Tracker allowing me to discover cards in my deck, and be able to react to what my opponent's doing to find answers, and then the discover mechanic from Rexar and Tracking to be able to like thin my deck out to get the pieces that I need. Are like the three key cards that really made me fall in love with Hunter. Because I was like, wow, this class can be flexible, not just an aggro class. Like we can make it like adapt to what the opponent's doing and run key tech cards and find those with consistency. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah, Stitch Tracker is an amazing card. When that card came out, I was all over it. And I loved at the time playing standard the Recruit Hunter.
Yeah.
It was so good. I got a question. Being someone who mains Hunter, do you have the dirty habit of trying to make all your cards gold?
Yes. My Hunter gold collection is actually like insane. And I have to be careful because I don't want to get in the habit of like justifying a card over another card because I don't have it in gold. Like saying like, oh no, this card is strictly better because I have it in gold. I don't feel like crafting the other one in gold. So I have to be careful sometimes of that. I do play on 2 other servers, so I will sometimes build decks on there, and those are all non-golds. So it allows me to like, feel like I can run this card over this card or something like that. But yeah, no, I really like all my Hunter decks being all gold if I can, like especially with Hunter.
As a fellow whale, we're in pretty soon we'll be changing the name of the show to Born to be Whale. Or maybe I'll just be changing my last name to Whale instead of Wolf. But
Nate Whale.
Have you figured out an effective way cost-wise to craft gold cards? Because that's where I struggle. Like after the set comes out, the only thing I've been able to figure out is you buy like the 60 card bundle because it's the best value. Hope you get gold cards, hope you get good dust return. It's so expensive.
So how I do it is I only craft gold cards. I won't craft a non-gold anymore.
Oh, okay.
I say that, but there are times when I have to craft. Like I do make an exception for a legendary once in a while. I only craft gold cards so that way, and I try to be patient on pulling the cards I want from the set. Like, so what that does is it allows me to not craft like a bunch of cards or like waste dust on cards I'm gonna just dust anyway, or like recraft and things like that. It makes it so that I'm only crafting the cards I absolutely know I want and will play. And if I don't want it bad enough, then I'll just wait and pull it. So that's the way I do it. Is I try to only craft gold cards, and then I try to set goals too. Like right now, I'm working towards Yogg in gold, or I'm working for double Jewel of N'Zoth in gold, and I've got like 1,400 dust. So as soon as I hit the number to get those cards, I just get it right away. So I set like goals, and once I hit the dust for it, I just go ahead and do it, and then I just set out a new goal. Like think about the next card I want, and then just save up my dust. And it's like kind of fun when you get there. Oh, nice! I can craft that card now, and then you just set your next goal. So I do that. So I never have dust. I only have like I max out at like 3,200 dust because I never go over. I never make 2 legendaries my goal. It's always 1 legendary, go back to 0, then my next legendary. But I guess if it's before an expansion, sometimes I'll just like hold up and wait. Before an expansion, I'll sometimes save a little bit of dust.
Yeah, I feel you there.
This is the first expansion in a long time I didn't craft other than that, I normally craft the golden legendaries I want before the expansion. Yep. This time I had no idea. Like, I'm not sure. Like, there's cards that look like they're going to be good, but this time I didn't touch it. But I did craft the epics in Mage, the 4/4 that make a copy of itself. If you have
the Conjurer.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah, the Conjurer. I crafted those in gold just because they're amazing. So
I crafted 3 old gods in gold.
Oh,
I think it was 3 old gods. I crafted Cthulhu in gold. Yeah, I crafted Cthulhu in gold, Yogg in gold, and I crafted Weisraj in gold. So
damn,
I didn't pull Weisraj or Yogg, so I had to craft both of those. And then Cthulhu, I just loved it so much that I just crafted it in gold. Like I pulled it in non-gold and crafted it in gold still because I just love that card so much.
Did you ever see the new N'Zoth ever working in a hunter deck?
I took one into top 100, but it was only because I went 5-0 like with it. It was a Reno hunter. I posted it on Twitter. It's a really fun deck, but I don't necessarily know how competitive it is because even though I went 5-0 and like got from like 200 to 100 legend, I think I like lost the next 5 in a row.
Yeah, small sample size. You got the good matchups.
Yeah, so like I started hitting like a bunch of like just weird aggro matchups, and I was like, now we're losing. But I do think there is something for it. I pulled it on Asia server, and that's a free to play server that I play on. I pulled it on that server, and I don't plan on dusting it because I do think it should be explored in Hunter, especially because we have Dire Frenzy and that Taunt Amalgam now.
That's
Taunt
right,
one that we can shuffle extra copies into our deck, and then Ursatron draws those, and like Ingenuity draws those, and then we can N'Zoth like 4 or 5 board states. There's some experimenting that needs to be done. Also, Rexar can discover that amalgam as well, and the other amalgam. And N'Zoth would bring the zombies to amalgams back as zombies. So there's some there's some things that need to be explored there. So yeah,
that's sick. I like that. That's genius.
Love it. All right. Let's move on a little bit here. Before we get too far ahead of ourselves, I do want to say a big thank you to our the folks that support our show, our patrons. First off, Shokunin and Pug Ugly, who are the executive producers of our show. Thank you so much for your support. It really means a lot. And also to our patrons, Adam W., Claudette G., Daniel B. Thank you very much, you guys. We really appreciate your help. If anyone out there is interested in supporting our show, we do have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/borntobewildhs. There are other ways that you can support the show if you're interested. Primarily, go to our YouTube and subscribe. We're almost at 1,000. We just peaked over 900.
Yo.
We're at like, last time I checked, we were at like 909 or something, right around 905 or something like that.
Subscribe now. You hear my voice. Subscribe now. Let's go.
It would actually help us quite a bit. Or leave a review on iTunes. Leave a review on Warcraft Radio. Something like that would be super cool. If you like the show and want to do us a favor, that would help quite a bit. That's about it. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I guess at this point we'll pass the mic over to Mr. Hydralisk over there.
Yeah, everybody. So we'd like to touch base with everyone and just see, what we've been up to the last week or two, see how everything's going, what's going on in life, what's life going on the ladder, like what are you doing in Hearthstone? So, Duwin, what's been new with you? What have you been doing the last week?
I've been playing a lot of Battlegrounds.
Ooh.
Fell in love, just absolutely fell in love with Battlegrounds.
I suck so much at it. Like, how do you
teach me something? I don't know
seriously.
Nothing. What's that? What's the question? I'm sorry.
Well, just what you've been doing this week. That's all. We are just saying.
So, Battlegrounds. Well, because the new system requires like time for experience now. Like Battlegrounds is just super chill. You don't even really have to pay attention to what you're doing too much. If you're just if you just want to just have time in the game, you could just have it off to the side and just be just have to swipe every once in a while. You don't do very good. You don't do very good when you do that, but you get the XP. But on my main account, I'm not that high or anything. I just started, so I'm only I'm not even 5,000 yet. Because I just started playing.
I'm not even 500 yet.
Oh, I'm like 47 or something, 4,700. But I'm enjoying it. It feels very balanced. There's a lot more strategy in Battlegrounds than I had thought. I thought it was literally just random craziness, and I was like, this seems so lame. But no, there's actually placement, and there's attack order, and it's actually I love it.
You know what? It is fun. It's not my game of choice, but I really like your point about if you're just sitting there, and like for me, my television is right here, and I can sit here and I can watch TV, and I could totally just jam some BGs and get some XP.
Yeah, you don't have to really pay attention.
Yeah, it's it's my turn to pick something. All right, cool. And now I got 45 seconds while everybody else picks stuff. Just getting some experience
off to the side.
And then you randomly complete some of your achievements as well.
Yeah.
Right. So that's kind of cool.
I like it too. I think the way that the ladder system works. A lot of times I play games late at night, and if I don't want to tank my rank, I have to really pay attention, and so I don't always want to play the ranked ladder. But if I just want something to kind of chill, Battlegrounds is perfect. You can jam some games. I don't have to worry too much, and if I lose, I lose, but I don't have to worry. There's about, I don't know, losing my rank or whatever. Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah,
totally. Yeah, and
it's nice. It's kind of nice. So I'll lay in bed and sometimes to play a game of Hearthstone or something before I go to bed. So it's just more chill to play. There's just less thinking. There's I never get tilted in Battlegrounds either. It's just super chill.
That's a good point. I don't think I've ever gotten tilted in the limited experience that I do have. Yeah. It's I guess that didn't work. Oh well. Yeah. Next game.
But a lot of streamers are starting to switch to it. I know Jack, I think, is strictly streaming Battlegrounds right now.
He is. He's sitting at Platinum 5 or something. Just full on.
And Odddragon made the switch right away. Odddragon was a big Wild player at one time, and he made the switch to Battlegrounds and just never looked back. I don't want to do that yet. I put out some feelers in chat what if I played Standard or Battlegrounds, and they're like, no, doing play Wild. I won't do that to you guys. Yeah,
Wild.
No, I like Wild. We'll make this work. I'm gonna bring Knuckles back, and
that'll
I have a couple
help.
other Hunter decks that are just my go-to tilt strategies that I play.
What about duels? Have you dipped your toes in there since it is Wild as well?
I need to play duels more. I don't know. I liked it at the beginning a little bit, but it just sometimes it felt like if I wasn't getting the right whatever they're called, the treasure cards, like if I wasn't getting like the right ones like early, I was like falling behind. Like if I was going like a death battle strategy and like I was never rolling the death rattle ones, and I would like face another death rattle strategy that like got the two they want right away. I was like, come on now. Like it just felt like I didn't like that aspect of it. But I haven't played it recently, and I think that they've added some new hero powers and things. I need to play
it was quite bare bones at the beginning, and it's only gonna open up and get more variety, which I really appreciate. So
I love the solo adventures though. Like there's a dual class solo adventure. It's the one with I don't even know the name of it. That's the one with Reno and all the characters, Brand and everybody. It was a dual class.
Oh, yeah, the new league.
Saviors, old damn one. Yeah, Saviors one. Yeah, that I had a blast playing that. I actually bought that on EU just so I could like play through it all again and earn everything again because I have a blast with that.
The Tombs of Terror. Yeah.
I love that. I like the idea of dual classes in general. I would love for us to have like some kind of mode where we can like full range, like build dual class decks and like play against like bosses or something.
They should make Arena just dual class in general. You could pick dual class or single class.
Yeah.
Seriously.
If it was dual class Arena,
dual class, like even just against friends and stuff.
I
just want to play Katharina and Druid. Like I just want to play Katharina and Druid decks.
That sounds broken.
Yeah, like that'd be just like crazy. And I want to put like some of the Druid beast stuff. Like I want to play the Warrior Rhino that has rush and draws rushes. I want to play him in the Katharina deck and Hunter.
Okay.
I'd love to play him in Katharina deck and Hunter. The Rhino that because I'd love to Dire Frenzy him into my deck and then have him start chaining into himself, which I've done in that venture before. I've got offered Dire Frenzy and him and I had a blast.
Cool.
So yeah, Katharina and Tyrantus would be so nuts. And then Katharina and Millarn. Yeah. Millarn would be really good. Millarn is the 9/7 that Death Rattle shuffles into your deck. It's a 7-cost 9/7 legendary beast.
Oh yes.
It shuffles into your deck. That and Katharina and 9 lives, and I just want to put Druid and Hunter cards together.
Wait, what's this
so fun?
What's the Skeleton Knight's Death Rattle? Is it not the same thing? If you kill it, it goes into your deck.
It's a joust, though. Only if it's
it's a joust. Oh, it's a joust. Yeah, that's what it is.
It jousts and goes to your hand. It's a
6/4. Stupid card.
Yeah, it's a card I don't own. That's actually one of the ones that legendaries I don't own that I kind of want because like why not? Like I like Death Rattle cards.
Yeah, well, it's the only golden legendary I know for sure I don't own because I disenchanted it.
Oh yeah.
And it took me a long time to do so. I was like, this card's going to be good one day.
Yeah, so Aklai the Rhino. Aklai the Rhino, that's a card I just like think that card's so cool. Like, it has rush as a beast. It draws another rush and buffs it. Like, it's just a cool card.
It's awesome.
All right, so BG's for you this week, hey? That's what you've been up to? How about you, Mike? How's your week been going? What's going on with you? I think you had a pretty good week, didn't you?
Yeah, it's been going pretty great. So this week is my last week working part-time. Next week I'll be starting full-time. My application got approved through the school district, so I'll be working full-time as a paraprofessional.
Nice.
So
that's awesome.
I appreciate it.
Congrats for sure.
Yeah, so I'll be doing like 4 days at the building and 1 day remote. So that 1 day remote is Wednesdays. So with that, I'll be doing like Google Meets, Zoom calls like I do at the school, but from home on Wednesdays. So it's pretty cool because I got blessed this week by our executive producer, Shokunin, with a Amazon order. And in that order came a whole new Yeti microphone, Blackout.
Oof.
Got a whole new arm. We got a pop filter right here. Yo, he hooked me up, dude. We got a brand new web camera. So like this thing does 3 things at once, right? It'll help with things at work because I got Google Meets and Zoom calls. So I'll sound, more professional, more clear, more audible. it'll definitely help with the streams. And then starting next week, it'll help with the podcast. I'll finally be official. I'll sound just as clear as you guys. You know what I'm saying? It'll look really nice around here.
I'm looking forward to testing that out with you. We'll play around with it and get all that stuff working. That's gonna be sweet.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be sick.
Working remotely, it's so funny. Like, you could tell who streams because of their mic setup. Like,
yeah,
you know, because a lot of people are on a cell phone or I guess, you know, using the mic on the webcam, and then every once in a while you see somebody like Duwin that's got you know, the big headphones and a mic with a boom arm and the whole deal, and it's like, oh my god, what is that?
Oh, this guy's the real deal.
I know. When I do,
your resolution is so high. What's going on? It's all nice and clear. Look at that
so
mic.
Crisp.
We can hear you so crisp. I did a Zoom thing with my dad, and he's like, "You sound like you're on the radio right now."
That's the point. I mean,
that's the point. My dad doesn't know I'm on a podcast.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so to round up my week, now that I'm working full time in the mornings, I had to cut back on the 10 to 12 hour streams because I was waiting to go back to work. So I've been doing some night streams during the week, just a few hours, but I'm reduced to just.
Did you just say you were doing some streams?
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was doing some streams, you know, doing the thing. So yeah, now my long day is just Sundays. I go on at 11 and just hanging out all day Sunday. You know, I got football in the back, making some food, just hanging out. Just kind of laid back, but like every stream, but I kind of miss it because like it was cool just hanging out on Twitch, seeing like different waves of people come in and out throughout the day. I was working from home before. It wasn't like I wasn't working, but I guess now we having to leave 4 days a week. I have been feeling like the lack of stream time. But this past week, I got rated by Concerned Mom, Keith Numbers, Wildcard, Hazer Stream, Holy Elvis, and our boy right here, Duwin. So I appreciate all you guys who have been coming through with the raids, supporting the stream. I really appreciate it. So thank you.
Nice. Yeah, and big shout out to Shokunin. That's super awesome of you.
Yeah, bro. This is crazy.
The homie coming through on that is insane. Thank you very much.
But since I got you here, thank you, Duwin, for real. Like, you always raid my stream whenever I'm on. Not always, but like almost. Like it's crazy. Like I not that I expected, but I really appreciate it. I'm not trying to come off like
I love doing that. I love doing that. It's fun when people raid my stream, so I like doing that for you. You know. So yeah. Oh yeah, you're good people.
Appreciate it, man.
Right on. Sounds like you had a pretty good week, man.
Oh yeah, great time.
Sweet. How about you, Nate? What's been going on with you? How you doing?
It's been good. So between last week and this week, I hit Legend with Reno Priest. Unfortunately, Legend is good. Reno Priest, maybe not so good. I was trying to not play it, and I kept getting tilted because there were so many people playing Big Priest on the ladder. And I was like, all right, this is it. I'm done. I need to play the best deck in. I mean, it worked. I mean, it worked really well, but it's a little depressing. I came in at 302, which is cool. The decay is pretty crazy. I've been trying to push back lately to be under 500. I logged last night. I stopped and I was just under 500. Logged back in today. I'm at 650. Like, the decay is pretty crazy, but it's cool. Wildcard is in chat telling me that Reno Priest is cheating. You don't get to talk. You just hit Legend with Big Priest. It's just as bad as what I'm doing. So
he has all gold. Does he have all gold Big Priests, right?
No.
It's all gold.
Oh, it's.
I think
it might be. It might be.
Pretty sure Wildcard has all gold Big Priests. So like.
Damn.
It's yeah. You know, you either die the hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
I've seen that in Discord. Yeah.
Well, it is what it is. I'm always happy. I've been trying to hit Legend in week 1, and I've been able to do it for many months now, and it feels good. Been trying to push out videos on the YouTube, and that's really cool. It's exciting to see the growth.
Trying. You've been doing it.
Been doing it. That's right.
Yeah.
Pushing out videos every day, and that's been pretty fun. A couple of them are just recaps from the show or snippets from the weekly show, but there's some original content there as well. Including we've been doing, speaking of Wildcard, have been doing once a week creating videos for Wildcard's weekly off meta spotlight. This past week we did Elemental Mage, which was really fun. It was actually pretty funny because we played a few games with it, and all we were seeing was priest, and I got so tilted that we jumped in and added all the polymorph cards to the deck. So 2 polymorphs, 2 polymorph boar, and 2 devolving missiles. And then we went on a little streak there where it was like we won against Big Priest, we won against Dark Glare, we won against Secret Mage. I was like, take that. It feels there's something special about doing well with an off meta deck. So that was really fun. We were trying to do one each week, and so I've been enjoying that. And then I did a rare stream. So it's been 2 weeks in a row now where I've streamed on Wednesday night. From usually about 9 p.m. to midnight or so, and it was great. Actually, it was a lot of fun. Originally, I didn't like the idea of streaming because I don't really like talking to myself, but sitting in Discord, people jump in voice chat and we just have a good time, and so that was a lot of fun. I actually got a big raid from Duwin. That was pretty cool. We had about 50 people there for a few hours, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was popping.
Did really well with Q Block. Surprisingly, I think I played a whole bunch of different decks. I was trying to do different things. I think I went 6-1 with Q Block. Did really well with Corbett, Secret Mage. Switched over to Reno Lock and did so. Someone asked me to play some Malygos Rogue, and I didn't know how to play it, so we jammed a few games of it in. I think I played it once against the Innkeeper, jammed a few games of it in casual to get the hang of it, and finally was able to get the combo off a couple of times, brought it into ranked, and just lost over and over and over. Got all mad. I was like, all right, I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
For you guys, I'm going home.
Yeah, exactly. It was a lot of fun, though. I enjoyed it. It's a little bit difficult because of where my setup is. It's very easy to say, okay, Friday nights we're going to stream the show, but like we have a tri-level unit and I'm up in the loft. My kid's bedroom is behind me and our bedroom is down the hall, and when I record late at night, like nobody can sleep. And so I got to figure out maybe a different setup or something, I don't know. But it was a lot of fun. Anyways, I think aside from that, I've been replaying all the Batman games. I did hit level 40 in the battle pass this week, so I got the new Jaina skin.
Oh, snap. Cool. Nice.
That's right, Mike. You got it too, and Mike just hit 1K with Druid. So
yeah. I had it written down, but I don't want to talk too much. So yeah. Thanks.
Hey, that was cool. I watched you stream last night for, I don't know, was it 3 or 4 hours, and finally get that Druid game, this Druid wins in, and I swear, man, I felt the same.
Oh my goodness.
I felt the same as you, frankly, that after hitting 1K in Druid, I was like, thank God I never have to play this class ever again. And I like the combo. I played a lot of Starliner Druid back in the day before it got nerfed, but the class as a whole is not really for me. I like the Cabal classes personally, but anyways, that was my week. It was a good week. I'm very happy that it's the weekend though. Always good times. How about you, Hydra? How you been?
Oh, I've been doing pretty good. Long week at work. I've been jamming some Hearthstone. I'm just looking at my stats here. I've apparently played 77% as mage. So I've been only jamming mage games, been a dirty mage player, and having fun, to be honest. And that's also spread across like the different servers. I've only been playing mage basically, and it's going pretty good. I've got a solid 59% win rate across all 3 servers. I mean, that's above 50. But I don't have optimal decks on all of the servers, but I've been doing that. It's been a lot of fun. I'm still doing the thing where I'm trying to balance my time, right? So on NA, I believe I'm 37 on the rewards track. So not quite at the 40 mark where you are at, Nate, but getting there. Like now the XP points per level is like 5,000 plus, right? That's okay. And the other servers, and I think I'm at 27 in EU and only like 22 maybe like on Asia, something like that. But trying to do a bit of a balance. I definitely don't do games for XP like time-wise. Like I don't grind like let's play for 3 hours and get 400 XP per hour on Asia or EU. I don't do that. I basically just do my quests and then I peace out, right? Like I want to put the time in on NA because that's where I bought the battle pass and that's where I get the skins, right? So there's no point in grinding that time. It's just do the quest. If I make it to 50, I make it to 50. If I don't, I don't. Like we'll see. Like definitely 50 on NA, but if the other ones I don't get there, I don't get there. Hopefully I do. Like it'd be nice, but other than that, I bought Cyberpunk 2077.
Okay.
And started playing that game, and it seems super sweet, but it's really full of bugs and glitchy and not good.
Oh no.
Yeah, I heard there were lots of like dongs hanging out everywhere.
There is a dong thing.
What?
Yeah, so quick little story in case you don't know. This is my experience. Okay, so you start off the game and you get to customize your character. And it's extremely detailed. So it starts off with your head. And you're picking the shape of your head. You can pick, your ethnicity based on the color of your skin. You can do your eyebrows, your cheekbones, how fat your face is, how skinny it is, your chin, like everything, your ears, everything. Then it goes down to your midsection with your chest and your stomach and your arms and all that. And then to my surprise, we get to the waist level and it's like, it's now time to pick your dong.
Damn.
It's a full-on thing. It's fully customizable.
Damn.
So what did you pick? It's okay.
Middle.
Okay.
To be honest, I was trying to be realistic. I went middle of the road.
Yeah.
Oh jeez, it was so funny. Like it's completely like I don't know if that was news people knew about beforehand. Maybe they did, but I got it like day one, the day the game came out. I'm like so excited to play, and it's like now you pick your dong. It was quite interesting. But it unfortunately the game is kind of glitchy. I saw Saucy streaming it and it looked a little bit better. Maybe he tweaked his settings a little more. Like you can try to tweak your settings to make it look better, but I had a major issue of background things being in the foreground. Like I can see I'm in a building, but I can see all the plant life on the like through the walls or they're right in front of my face.
Yeah.
And it's super weird, but I'm looking forward to. I have 10 days in a row off during the holiday season.
Ooh,
nice.
Yeah, so I'm super stoked for that. So that's going to be a Hearthstone grind, is what I plan for that.
That's great, man. That's exciting.
I have not had the time to grind rank in a long time, and I'm just gonna take my time and I'm gonna do that and just have a good time doing it. So that's my plan. I'm gonna do that starting. I can't remember my first day off is. I think it is like the 24th is my first day off, and then I don't work again until the 2nd, I believe, something like that.
Nice.
No, the fourth.
Yeah, for teachers.
Oh,
Not, yeah. I believe the 2nd I would be back.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Or like whenever. Wait, I don't know. Actually, I don't know what the weekend looks like, to be honest.
I'm looking at it right now. So I think your schedule is mine, like 24th to the 3rd, which is Sunday, and you go back Monday.
Oh, you're totally right. Oh,
so not just for teachers, whatever. If you want to go back early, go back Saturday. Go to work Saturday. It's all good.
No, you're right. I thought maybe because of having like the full Christmas vacation off, because I don't have the full thing. But no, you're right. Mike wins. Hydra loses.
No, I'm just messing. It's all good.
But yeah, I'm stoked for that. Gonna have some fun. I share the holidays with my ex-wife. Takes my son for like the first half, and then I get the second half. So first week he's with her, then I get him on the second half, and I know it's gonna be good. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a good time. So that's basically what's up with me. So anybody got anything else to say before we move into the news section?
No, man. I just think that all the dong jokes are really funny.
Oh yeah. Oh no, it's I haven't been on Twitter or anything looking at that. I heard there is a bunch going around.
I heard there was a glitch where like the zipper won't zip up or something, and it always is like extruding from your character.
Are you serious?
No, I'm not joking. That's how I heard about it.
If you pick the big one. Because I'm wondering what this has the effect on your game. Like I was wondering, like, if you pick the small one, if like the entire game you're overcompensating, like you got to have a big truck or something.
Oh my god. I'll tell you what, I really like the company that makes the game. It's the people that did the Witcher games, and I think, what is it, CG Project Red?
Project Red, yeah.
But I heard that it was a little bit glitchy. My plan was, I've got so many games that I figured I would just wait. I'll wait a little while, wait until all the bugs are worked out. It goes down in price a little bit, and we'll get it then. I bought Death Stranding, and I really want to play that. I've been playing through all the Arkham games again. It's like there's so many other things, but I'll get around to it. I do hope that they are able to fix some of the glitches. Game looks cool.
That's the thing for me. I'm considering, because I got it on Steam, right? So I'm considering, is it better to maybe return it for now until everything's fixed and then it comes out on a sale?
They'll let you do that?
Oh, yeah. No, if you say you can return anything, man. You say this game doesn't run right on my computer, they give you your money back. Wow. As long as you haven't played more than, I think... Yeah, full price. As long as you haven't played more than like 4 hours of the game. Like there's a limit.
In GameStop.
Yeah, don't quote me on the 4 hours. That's what I think it is. But like my wife downloaded something recently on her gaming laptop, and it was totally running super glitchy and not right. And I just told her, return it. Just say like it's not running good. And it took like 15 minutes, and she got her money back.
Damn,
that's great.
That's slick.
So I'm considering doing that. I really want to play it, but I don't want to play it in the state that it's in. I would prefer to play it in like the way the devs wanted you to experience it, right? Because like some people are powering through the story even though everything's messed up, but it doesn't seem like the right way to play the game.
It's not. If you're not gonna enjoy it, I would just wait.
Yeah. Speaking of Death Stranding, though, I did play a bunch of that. That game totally depends on what type of person you are. It's super, super, super cool. It can be repetitive, but I really, really liked that game.
I heard people calling it a walking simulator, but honestly, like I've played all the Kojima games. I mean, mostly Metal Gear, right? So yeah. I'm familiar with the style, but then again, it's got Norman Reedus in it, and Mads Mikkelsen is one of my favorite actors of all time, and it's got Guillermo del Toro. Like, does it get better than that? And Kojima all jammed into one game? I don't care if it's slow, man. I think that's awesome. So
let me know. I really like the story. There's a lot of bits. There's a lot of things to do between like story arcs where stuff happens, but I love the story of it. I think it's really, really cool. Yes, depending on types of games you like, I can see someone getting bored. But if it's the thing you like and you like adventuring and exploring and all that kind of stuff, it's super cool. So.
It should be fun. Well, and I like the art direction on it too. It just seemed cool. And I don't know much about the story at all, but we'll get there.
Oh, if you could tell me how to kill the big tar whale thing, then let me know, because that thing drives me nuts.
I get around to it.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe let's move into the news. We don't have a whole lot, to be honest.
Oh, that's right. I forgot this is a Hearthstone podcast.
Yeah. Back to Blizzard. So this weekend is the Hearthstone World Championship of 2020. So starting tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, you can tune in on youtube.com/Hearthstone Esports. I do not know for sure if it's on Twitch, but it's advertised as YouTube. They usually do both, but I don't know. Check out YouTube if you don't see it on Twitch. And a quick reminder that you do have till midnight tonight Pacific time as well to do the choose your champion if you want to get your packs. So that ends in a few hours here. So if you have not chose your champion to do that, what did you guys pick for your champions?
I picked Bloody Face. Yeah, I picked Bloody Face.
Yeah,
I'm excited. Well, I saw Ben Hearthstone post something earlier saying that she was going to be the, like, statistically, not only is she the crowd favorite, but statistically probably the best pick anyways. So that's for me. But we'll see. I think Jarla is probably good. I think that who is the other one? Monsanto from Canada is probably good. I really have no idea. I don't follow Standard at all. I had no clue, but I'm looking forward to watching it. So we'll see.
Nate, not Nate, Mike, who did you pick?
I picked Glory.
Okay. Interesting.
What about Duwin?
I picked so as for you guys trying to, I picked Bloody Face as well. Before the new Luna art came out, and I think the Luna art is a lot better.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. I almost, so when this first came out, it was before the Luna announcement that Bloody Face had made, and I was gonna snap pick Bloody Face because I always just snap pick Bloody Face. And then I was like scrolling through, I'm like, oh wait, Canada's here, Monsanto. So I snap picked Monsanto afterwards because let's go Canada. Though Bloody Face is always an excellent pick, and whoever wins this thing, congratulations. To me, it doesn't fully really matter. I mean, we're just picking for packs, right? But congratulations to whoever gets it, and I just went with the home country on that one.
I know, like we were talking about last week, I always look for Bunny Hopper, but Bunny Hopper wasn't there. So
yeah, where did Bunny Hopper go? I like picking Doc Pone. Do you guys remember Doc Pone? He was from Quebec. Canadian from Quebec. I would just pick the guy from Canada. It's just a thing I do. I look for the Canadian flag and I pick it.
I just look for the player that I recognize the name. I've played Bloody Face a few times. Back when the Wild Open was on, a lot of standard players played Wild, so I got to play a lot of standard players.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, it was just a player I recognized.
Very cool. I hadn't really started tryharding until the last year or so. I think before they made all of the changes, the ranked rewards for rank 5 were so similar to Legend, like it wasn't even worth the push. And so I made Legend the one time way back when to get the card back. I was like, all right, cool, I did it. Now I never have to do this ever again. But then when they changed the system, it's like, well, all right, well, I guess I'll do this every month now.
Yeah, it's not so bad now.
No, it's not. It really is not too bad.
All right. Well, next, so we always have this thing recently with everybody talking about the rewards track and whether or not people are getting enough gold, enough rewards, everything. Well, we did get an update with what is going to be coming soon. So Blizzard post a quite lengthy article on what they are going to be doing. But I'm on Hearthstone right now. Shout out to Hearthstone for this. But a quick summary is that our first point here is there's a one-time login reward of 5 Darkmoon Fair packs and 500 gold is what seems like a bit of a we're sorry. We know that not everyone's happy. and they admit that this thing hasn't been perfect, but they are geared towards making this work. So everybody's going to get 5 packs and 500 gold. So that's, a bit of an apology and giving everybody little rewards there.
Honestly, let me interrupt you super quick. I feel like, that's cool. The timing of it feels a little suspect to me because I'm waiting for the Wintervale event. Always about 2 weeks before Christmas, it's the Wintervale event where there's special login bonuses, there's some kind of card back, there's bonus XP, bonus gold, or whatever it is. And so when I first saw this extra like 5 packs and extra 500 gold, I assumed that it was part of the Wintervale event, rather than like an oops, we messed up the rewards track. So I don't know. I honestly, okay. I've not been one of the people really complaining about the battle pass. If we still got a couple of months to go and I'm already at 40, I think I'll be just fine. But the timing feels a little funky to me. I still want to know what they're doing for Wintervale. I wish that they would announce ahead of time, not last minute.
You bring up a really good point about that, because I believe somewhere in it, like, it's a long post, but I do believe it said that they are going to give some upfront rewards, or putting rewards in the track that you would have gotten during an event instead of at the event. I wonder if that's what it was. But the next bullet point that we have is that there's certain weekly quests that require players to have legendary cards or enough gold to compete in arena. And so I believe what does the arena one say? Get 4 wins in an arena run?
Finish.
You said wiener.
Yeah, finish.
I did say wiener. I was trying to gloss over that. But
wow.
Thanks, guys, for pointing out.
It was 4 wins. I did that quest, and I don't like arena at all, but I did that quest. Yeah. I just it is like a very fun quest to get. The arena one.
Yeah, so if people don't like, to spend their gold on arena, they may feel forced to play a mode that they're not very good at and have limited to no experience playing.
Or it requires either a money investment or a gold investment for XP, which feels bad.
So they've decided to remove those and the ones that require legendaries. Like, I believe it was playing the old gods, the new old gods.
I happen to have that quest right now, actually.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I have that on a server where I have no old gods.
How are you supposed to do that, right? I can't
complete that quest, yeah.
So they're taking stuff like that out. They've also reduced the amount of ranked game wins for the quest where it says get 7 wins in ranked. It's now down to 5, seeing as it wasn't reasonable for the majority of players to be able to get 7 wins. So they've dropped it down to 5, which seems a lot more reasonable to me. The one thing is that there's a lot of people that play this game that don't play ranked. There's people that seriously just play duels or battlegrounds. Probably there's a large amount of people that just play battlegrounds. They don't have a collection, and now they have a quest to go and get 7 wins, which if they don't have a collection, that could take them 20 games, right?
Yeah.
So that's good. That's good change. Who knows if that's still too much? Maybe it's okay. I definitely appreciate it when I'm playing on multiple servers and I only have to get 5 wins instead of 7.
I think that they are making positive changes. There's always this, tar and feather, pitchfork crowd that's just angry all the time. But I think that it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. And after that, we have a major issue where before you could do your quests in Tavern Brawl. That was always a thing. You could go and you could get things complete there, and that went away. So now they've brought that back, and they have added Battlegrounds. So if you have to play Beasts or whatever it is, you can do that in Tavern Brawl and in Battlegrounds and complete them there instead of being forced to have to do it in arena duels or like a ranked mode. which is really nice. Yeah. I'm not really sure why they took Battlegrounds out. Not Battlegrounds. Tavern Brawl out. I don't know if that was on purpose or it was a mistake, but it's back. So another good bonus is originally all those little 800 XP daily quests that you get are now 900 XP. So that's another 100 XP that you can get for those. Another nice little quality of life thing there, a little bit more XP. And a bigger one that we have is the reward track in the entirety has now been reduced by 20% XP to complete the whole thing, which does seem pretty substantial. How do you guys feel about that? The 20% drop. As far as I can tell, when this happens, according to this post, that you will get an XP bump. So say you're sitting at like level 30, based on how much XP you've already got, you may go up, a level or two, 31, 32, something like that.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty nice.
Yeah, so I like that change. And yeah, so it's supposed to all be retroactive, especially with this one. This one doesn't seem to be super significant, but they've added 50 gold to the rewards at level 27 and 30. So you get an extra 50 gold for those levels. So if you've already completed those or you haven't got to them yet, you'll get an extra 50 gold each. So an extra 100 gold total, which is okay. That doesn't seem super significant, but hey, it's another pack, right? The big one at the end, I don't have the full details on it, but you know how at the end of the track, when you get to level 50, how it extended all the way to level 150? Right. Is that where it capped out? Yeah. And you'd get your 150 gold per level after that. They've now changed it to 350 that it goes up to instead of 150, and then have now made it so each level is more attainable, so you get your rewards more often instead of spread apart. So that kind of solves a bit of a problem of, you want that extra little bit of gold, but you have so far to go. You can sort of get it a little more often once you've passed the level 50 mark.
350 per bag?
No. The max level will be 350 that you can get to.
Oh, is anyone?
Wait.
Well, the only person that's going to get there is Ben from work, who has already hit rank 50. By the way.
Oh wow!
You're saying the last bag is 350?
No. That's the max level that you get to.
So it goes up from 150 now to 350.
Oh! I'm such an idiot. I thought the bags went. Okay. So I got you.
So it'll still be 150 gold per, but it'll be. I'm assuming there'll be like right now where I'm at, it's like 46, level 46 or 47. It's like 8,000 XP for a level.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're keeping the amount of gold. No, it's 50 gold per level. Yeah. You're going to get 50 per level, but you're going to get your levels quicker. Yeah. Instead of the 150 gold per level. So you'll be able to rank up quicker and just grab that 50 gold instead of getting your 150 after a bigger stretch. So you just get it faster if you want to buy packs with it or whatever. It's just a little more feeling of progression, I suppose. It's, I guess, like a psychological thing that you get your gold in smaller increments as you go. Kind of like getting paid every 2 days instead of getting paid after 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you were going to get $2,000 after 2 weeks, instead you're getting a couple $100 every couple days.
Hey man, we want Chinese food tonight. What's up?
Exactly. You want your Chinese food? You got it. You didn't have to wait for 2 weeks. You get your Chinese food. So, but that's mostly all the news that we got. Does anybody have anything else for news?
I actually do. I have a couple of things. Two things here. One, this just came in before the show a couple of minutes ago, was that they're doing a new Battlegrounds season. It says we'll be resetting all players' Battlegrounds ratings to 0 early next week.
It's already 0.
That's to cool. Level the
popped up for that one.
There we go. So it sounds like they've got a new content update coming. So that's kind of cool, I guess. I mean, it sounds like we all play it very casually, except Mike, who really doesn't play it at all, right?
Or Duwin did play it all week.
That's true.
All week. I'm actually gonna play it after this.
Hey, that's great. It's a lot of fun.
Get some XP.
It's truly is a lot of fun. I need to go watch some Jack videos or something so I can figure out how to get better at it. But it is a lot of fun. The other news item was this research piece. So now you can participate in Blizzard research. There's a link. Essentially, you take surveys, and it's. I signed up for it before the show and took a survey, and it was interesting. It was just like, hey, what platforms do you play on? How frequently do you play them? Here's this list of Blizzard games. How often do you play them? What modes do you play them? It's survey stuff, but supposedly, if you participate in this, you can get rewards. It links up to your Battle.net account, so we'll see. I mean, I did it. It took about 5 minutes, and there was no reward, but
maybe in the future. I did it too.
Damn.
I didn't know that Candy Crush was going to be on the list under Diablo.
Right, that was a little bit surprising.
I was like, whoa. All right.
StarCraft, Diablo, Candy Crush. You know,
that one caught me by surprise.
So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It'll be you
get a single pack.
50 surveys, 1 pack. I'm just joking. I really don't know, but it's always interesting. Sometimes the surveys give us a little insight to where they're going with things. I think this one was, at least the survey that I took was, what platforms do you play on? How often do you play them? How many days per week do you game, and for how long, and what systems do you play on? That was the extent of it. So they paid more for Candy Crush than Disney paid for Star Wars. Oh my god. All
Damn.
Right. Well, that's it for the news.
Shout out to Martian.
Yeah, what up, Martian Boo? What's up, Swagwar? It's good to have you guys.
Yo.
All right, we got a couple discussion topics tonight, so I'm gonna pass the mic to Mike. You can jump on this first one.
Yeah, I just wanted to put this one in because I knew I think it was Duwin, was it like late July, August when you started streaming? It was like Wednesdays, and then you said you're gonna figure out a schedule. I forget when you started. When was it doing? Like June, July, August, somewhere in there, right?
Duwin, when did you first start your stream?
Well, it's funny because everybody got quiet. I thought I was like glitching. Like everybody was still. I was like, wait a minute, I'm glitching. And then I started streaming. When it was around August, maybe.
Yeah, it was like August.
Yeah. It was around maybe July, August. I think I did a few streams like earlier on my iPad, like to test things out. Because Michael, you're doing it on an iPad, so I think I talked with you and I figured out how to do that. But I eventually worked on getting it set up. So I think I went around August maybe.
Yeah. So because I remember that you and another person were coming out doing mobile, and I had talked to both of you about it. Yeah. And then I was like, in my head, I'm like, rub my fingers. I'm like, oh snap, I'm about to have like the mobile alliance over here. Like this is gonna be sick.
Yeah.
And then it was like 3 days later, like both of you had like PCs, the boom, the arm, got the mics, everything all set up. I was like, damn, they abandoned me. Holy crap, man. Like it was like a 3 day turnaround.
They always had someone trying to it's just that again, how to make it work.
So yeah, my question, I wanted to ask, what do you think it takes to be a Wild Hearthstone streamer? What does it take in your eyes?
So you have to have like you have to like have experience with like a lot of the cards because the card pool's so big. So you want to be able to have knowledge of like all the different cards and interactions of the Wild format. And I think it's more also too, you want to be able to like kind of put on a show. Like I think you want to be someone that people enjoy to watch. You want to be able to kind of talk a lot, talk about your plays, and just make it fun, interact with the chat. I often will make terrible plays because I'm interacting with my chat more than I'm paying attention to the game. I'll just be like chatting away. Like the other day, I was ranked 1 ladder, and I didn't have time to play my Reno because I was just chatting away with my chat, and all of a sudden I was like, "Oh, my turn! Oh, no!" And then like an animation started because I like played another card, and I was like, "Oh, no! I'm not gonna be able to play my Reno," and ended up losing to a secret mage. But
oh man,
yeah, I think
I've
just
been there.
being knowing the format, knowing the various decks, and being somebody that can like interact with chat and put on a good show.
Yeah, I agree with those points. I definitely want to ride the coattail of trying to do a turn, but then getting distracted talking to chat, and then you come back and there's like that 3 seconds where you try to do something, but like there's always a card. Like if you got to play 3 cards in a row, the first card has the longest animation, so you'll never get to the other ones. Like
No, I mess up I mess up a lot. Like it'd be hard for me to do like a high legend climb on stream unless I just abandon my chat. And I told them that maybe I'll do that for one stream or a few, like where I just like, so chat, I'm just gonna pretend like you're not there and I'm gonna focus and play and talk. But I do like to talk to the players. Like that's the fun part, is like the community. So
I want to throw.
Good.
Just a shout out the Wild community. Clearly is the best community. Not, I think there's some bias here because we're a Wild show, but in my experience with standard, there's always so much drama. We don't have all that much of it here. Yeah, maybe there might be 1 or 2 people, but I think the vast majority are just very positive and welcoming. And this community, for me, has been really great.
Yeah,
I fully agree. It seems like a tight knit community. One thing that I love is, like, you look in chat now and you see a bunch of different names, and you hop into someone else's like mom's chat or whatever, and you'll see, all their names. There's like the same names, right? And someone else will stream, and it's just like Michael be on, Duwin will be on. You just see everybody move around. They'll either be with like Keith numbers or like everybody just hops around to each other's streams, and everybody knows each other. And it's really cool just to see here having all the same people around and everybody, knows each other. It's super cool. I like it. Everyone's nice. There's not a lot of hostility. It's really a great community.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, just look at the chat right now. It's great. It's great. I don't know how to pronounce your name, Yogdregion. Sorry. Ben from work, Blue Train, Martian Boo is here, Dr. Evil is here, Aramorn is here, Schmoopy Daddy, Swagwar. There's so many people. It's so cool. It's very cool.
Full agree.
When does the reward track update happen? Do we know? Do we have a date for that? I don't remember if we said that.
Sorry,
was there a date for the reward track?
I think they were saying so I think they were talking. No, they have not officially announced it, but the speculation.
I keep hearing it's 15th.
The speculation is the 15th. That makes sense because, Alec came out and said that it was quote unquote next week, and we knew it was going to be after Worlds, and they always do the updates on Tuesday, so the guess is Tuesday the 15th makes the most sense. That's what we're sort of expecting. I think so. Jumping back a little bit on this topic of streaming Hearthstone and Wild, I think that there used to be a misconception that like you had to be some legend player or high legend player or whatever. And I think as long as like a lot of people want to see fun decks, interesting decks, the interesting interaction, or just hang out because the community is cool. Yeah. And I've seen just as many people hanging out in chats at High Legend as there are at Diamond 5. Yeah. And I think that's pretty great. And also we see people like, I think there's also a range where I go on every night and Keith Numbers and Concerned Mom are always on. Mike streams an awful lot. And then on the flip side, you've got people like Duwin, like Blue Train, even myself to some regard that stream a lot less frequently. I think Wild Card streams twice a week. And so there's a good range there. As long as people know when they can find you or how to find you, I think that you can get a pretty good following going.
Like, I don't even feel that pressure to like win as much, even just as long as I'm like doing fun things and the chat is enjoying it, and I'm enjoying it. Like it does feel, I don't feel like that pressure. Like I stream on non-legend on some of the other servers, and yeah, it seems like everybody just wants to have fun and hang out.
Yeah, so I definitely want to pile onto that, because you could sit there and try to focus, and like Duwin had just said, for half a second you could be talking to chat and then miss those vital seconds and then burn rope. A lot of people who come through are from doing streams. Corbett has also raided, Turn Mom, Keith. So a lot of laid back people just want to see cool decks, have a good vibe.
Yeah,
I've tailored a lot of what I've done after watching all of you guys and a lot of other streamers. Also Draco Cat, he's really consistent, so I like to follow his consistency. He's on the same time. His schedule is the same every week. He's very engaged with chat. He's always got good music going. It's a good vibe there. There's different things from different streamers I tried to pick. So with that, I want to ride on what Nate said. Like, you don't have to be top 50 legend player to be a WoW streamer. If you got a good vibe going, and what Duwin said, if you have a history of the cards, I played this game since 4 months after it came out, so got that box checked off. So with all these things mixed together, mixed with do some networking I do more networking in Discord than Twitter, so I think that will help if you're a person who's looking to have more numbers. I just know, I'm not being cocky or whatever, but I just know eventually throughout the streams, people will come through. There's different waves. I've seen it. I've streamed enough to see the waves come through, so I don't get affected by 6 people for an hour or two, because I know at some point the waves will come through. But I'm just streaming to hang out, because I know I'm not going to climb crazy ranks. We had joked on the show one time, I'll sit on the couch and watch 90 Day Fiance and I'll hit legend, but I'll be on stream for 10 hours and be at the same rank. So
yeah,
it's all good.
Well, that's all good advice for sure. I know that I haven't been streaming recently, but it was intimidating at first, because I had the fear of, well, what if the people are watching are better than me, and maybe they're higher ranked and they they don't want to watch. Wasn't the case. Everybody just wanted to hang out. They just wanted to chill, have a good time, and it's, especially in the Wild community, way more relaxed than you could ever imagine. So I encourage anybody to give it a shot, and I'm sure all these people, everybody knows each other. We'll just hop in and support each other and watch each other, and it's just fun to hang out and have a good time.
Yeah. So we have a question in chat. I asked how to pronounce their name. It's YG Dragon. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Had a question asking, what do you guys recommend for a streamer that's just starting?
So I'd say one of the things where I started to gain a lot of popularity in Wild was through Twitter. I got a Duwin HS Twitter, started posting cool deck lists and a bunch of cool clips, and I started to build a following through Twitter. And I took my Twitter following and then started to stream with it. Mm-hmm. So I think Twitter's just a good place. A lot of us hang out. We all follow each other on Twitter, and we're all commenting on each other's posts and liking each other's posts, and so it's just a way to get some exposure that way.
Yeah, I was kind of. Yeah, I was just going to jump on that same thing, and it's kind of interesting. Of all the different forms of social media, Twitter just happens to be the one where all the Wild Hearthstone people are. How it worked out that way, I don't know, but that's kind of where I met everybody as well.
Yeah,
and I don't know, the community's been pretty great. Everybody shares everything, and that's kind of where we got our start as well. And then you start to branch out to Discord and to YouTube and to Twitch and these other things. But a lot of times it's meeting the right people, asking advice of the right people. And I can't remember. I mean, countless times I think that I'll reach out to somebody and say, hey, thank you for the deck list. That's really cool. Or, hey, can I get the code? Or, hey, can you tell me what's the combo? Because I don't see it. And everybody's been really very kind, and they the interaction has been good. So I tend to agree. Ben, we love you, Ben, but that's where all the Wild Hearthstone people are.
And a good thing about Twitter too, as a newer streamer, you can, like, if you're part of a community on Twitter, and you know, we all follow each other and stuff like that. When you network, you can announce when you are going to stream, and you can let people know. Because if you're a big name and you pop your dog and you pop on, like, people see you, everybody just clicks on dog, right? But if you can establish a set schedule, or at least give some sort of notice, like say you're at work and it's noon and you know that you're going to pop on at 5 o'clock, you can ahead of time let people know. Because the least success I ever had was if I just went going live now, and then I remember Nate even one time commented like, man, I always miss your stream. It's like, yeah, because you saw the tweet 5 hours later, right, when I was already done. Because I didn't give notice, right? I didn't let people know it was going to happen. I was just doing it as it was happening. So I recommend people, you know, maybe announcing ahead of time. Have you found that helps, Mike?
Most definitely. Quick example where last night or the night before, Nate had said that he wants to go on Wednesdays. He was like, I want to go on Wednesdays after Wild Card because you're not on, right? And then in that moment, I answered and I was like, yeah, but like, I had like this other half thought. I was like, damn, I was like, posting that schedule, being consistent and pinning it on my Twitter really does work. I was like, me and Nate never talked about that, but he just said that to me. So obviously he paid attention to it, which means other people like him have also will pay attention to it. So when you say giving your schedule ahead of time will help people, will help yourself, that's definitely good advice.
I apologize. Duwin, go for it. I'll go after you.
A Wednesday night is like my dedicated night, and I get the most numbers on that night. So every Wednesday, I mean, I've missed a few Wednesdays because of just life, but like every Wednesday I should be streaming around 9 or 10 Eastern time. So I get the biggest numbers every Wednesday night when I stream. Like I'll get bigger numbers on Wednesday than I do on like Friday or Saturday when I just like randomly like, oh, I can, like if the kids go to bed early, I can stream. You know, I'll hop on really quick. I always get the numbers on Wednesday because that's the numbers. That's when people know I'm going to be on. So they're already like, you know, they know that they can sign on. I'm going to be on around 9 or 10. So, yeah.
I think there's something to be said about consistency as well. Having, you know, I know that, hey, if you're going to stream every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern time, that's cool. I think Wildcard streams Wednesday nights. Mike streams other times. That's why we do the show every Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, is it's the same and everybody knows, hey, it's Friday night. It's time for another show. And a lot of times the streamers will plan, I mean, there's no obligation, but I think a lot of times we'll kind of plan our schedules around each other so that we're not conflicting. Like, I don't want to take viewers from someone, or you don't want to take viewers from someone, or whatever. It's kind of neat.
Yo, I definitely I like that point, because when I joined the show, we weren't near the numbers of people watching us live now. But like every week, Nate stays consistent and pushes that message of like, we're on Fridays, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And like I just seen like over 5 months, like we just get more live viewers. It's awesome. So yo, shout out to everybody watching right now. Appreciate it.
It's cool absolutely. It's a blast,
bro. So that the consistency, back to Hydra's point, definitely helps with being on stream. One thing I wanted to add, Duwin said he used Twitter and he brought his Twitter following to Twitch. So I definitely want to say I was a fan of Duwin's Twitter, because before I actually started streaming, Ziggy Sarah made me want to stream, but Duwin made me want to like do videos and stream, because like he was posting like his clips to Twitter, and I don't know if I was annoying to you doing back then, but I
was so stoked.
Every time this dude,
I was excited.
Yeah, every time he posted a clip, I was commenting and liking and retweeting. I was like, yo, this is sick, this is sick. And then I was like, yo, would you be cool one day if I tried this tactic? And he's like, nah, man, go for it. So I tried it a little bit, and then I got addicted to it. So then I was like, I want to do more.
I DM'd you right away after we had that talk. I DM'd you right away, and I was like, hey man, add me in game. Let's let's be friends in game right away. Yeah. I was super stoked.
That's exactly what happened.
So I was super excited.
That reminds me, I tried to, when you were streaming last night, and I tried to clip you, and I was so sad because I kept getting some kind of error message, and Blue Train was as well, but it was such a rad play. Opponent had this big old, what did they play? The what is it? Lanessa, is it? The Paladin Legendary that replays all of the spells on it that have been played previously that buff, and it was like all these Librams and stuff. And it gets all huge, and he played a Yogg, and it, what did it, frog the Lanessa, I think?
Yeah.
Oh, that is hilarious.
It was just, or it was Oh My Yogg.
It was amazing.
Oh, no, it was an Oh My Yogg. It was an Oh My Yogg that did it. It was so good.
Oh, yeah, Oh My Yogg frog.
Oh My Yogg, yeah.
And the face that Mike made was priceless. It was like a...
Yeah. I just couldn't. I couldn't believe it. I was just like, how? I was like, out of all the minions, out of all the choices, like
you should go back and clip his face.
And it was that spell. Like,
it was so good.
It was great. Like that's why streaming is great. See, you don't need to be any top legend, whatever. Just have a good time. It's all good.
Oh man, I love watching like Swaguar at the rank floor, just having a great time, right? Just doing what's fun. So yeah, doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I think part of it, I think that it can be said that streaming Hearthstone is similar to how we're streaming the podcast, right? Where as long as you're having a good time, I think, it's got to be somewhat entertaining. And what form does that take, whether it's informative or whether it's just community based, whether you're having a conversation. But as long as you're enjoying yourself, it doesn't really matter. And just I would say, I don't know, just try to have fun with it. That's the thing. I mean, that's what we do here.
Exactly.
Why do it if it's not fun?
Oh, exactly. Yeah, no, exactly.
Well, yeah, I'm glad we were able to address that. I just wanted to get a discussion going on, just being like a Wild Hearthstone streamer, just to like, pull back the curtain to let people know, you don't got to be top legend or high level player. Of course, you're going to see those out there, but if you got knowledge of the game and you got the equipment to do it, hey, I was doing it on 2 cell phones for a year and a half. So just get on there and have a good time.
Yeah. Is there any money in it? Out of curiosity.
So if you have, a dedicated following and people who believe in you, I think that's where you got to start, because I come from a world of sales. Easier to sell to a friend than a stranger. So I'm not coming in here trying to sell tactics to anybody, but I'm just explaining what it actually takes to get past this threshold. You're not just going to get random people coming in, donating and subscribing, but doing the networking that Hydra and Duwin talked about is that first step to get people there. So with Twitch, there's a thing called Net 15. Once you hit the $100 mark at the end of a month, you'll receive the profit of that 100 plus on the 15th of the next month. Duwin, have you been benefited by this?
Yes, I got I think I got like $130 check once, and then I'm on my way to the next one in a second here. So yeah.
Awesome.
That's from just like subs and stuff. And how the money works is like if you get big and get enough subs and things like that, you can make money off it. And then I think where you make more money off it is you start getting like sponsorships and things, where you can put like logos on your Twitch, things like that. Are how people would make more money than just Twitch, because they take like 50% of like the subs and all that stuff. So there's not like a crazy amount of money to make. But to be the most successful though, you want to branch out into other social medias, because you want to have like a YouTube channel, so that when people see your YouTube channel, they go, "Oh wow, this guy streams," and then they go find your Twitch, or maybe they find your Twitter and they go, or like even like Instagram. Like if you just start branching out to all the different social medias, which I have not done, and start posting like clips everywhere, you just give yourself more avenues for people to find you, and you can then start to make something of yourself. So I just haven't done that because it's like busy with kids and stuff. I just stream once a week guaranteed, and then another time or two when I find I can, just for fun, like just to give back to the community and have fun. So
yeah. And hey, that's how life works. Not to say this in a negative way, but like I could see a world where like if Duwin had the free time, like if he was freed up, like he would be a monster. Like if he had people working with him, like getting videos out there, man. Like just because, like, think about it. Like you were putting clips on Twitter, and for the longest time you couldn't stream, and the second you started streaming, like your first stream at what, 90 people, 99 or something.
That's what people were joking. They're like, how do I sub? I'm like, I'm not affiliated yet. Like we got 100 people watching right now. I'm like. I just this is my first stream. I was like, I don't know, like, because I have to stream at least 5 times before I can get any subs or anything like that.
Am I wrong here? Or were the clips you used to post, were they not just like phone clips originally?
Yeah, phone clips. Yeah, because I was
phone
a cell phone player for like the longest time.
Because I remember just always seeing all these crazy hunter combos that are all phone clips all the time, and watching them and whoa, maybe I shouldn't have disenchanted Knuckles.
Yeah, those clips were just kind of fun and just kind of like I enjoyed it. I thought players would enjoy seeing those things and seeing the cool things of Wild, and it like promoted myself, promoted the format, also like just brought good vibes to the community. So it's just a win all the way around.
I do think it helps. I was just gonna say I do think it's important to be realistic. I mean, you have to ask yourself, what are you trying to get out of it? You know, are you doing it to have fun versus are you doing it to try to make money or make a career out of it? And it's sort of like, at least in my mind, it seems a lot like professional sports to me, where you're going to have your 1% of people who make it big, but there's some other people that do well. I mean, I remember a year or two back seeing a post on Twitter that Slizzle had got, like, he bought his kids a basketball hoop, and he was like, thanks, Twitch chat. Like, I mean, that's cool, right?
Oh, snap.
And so for me personally, like, I wouldn't quit my day job, but it's really cool. It's a lot of fun, and the extra money helps with things. I mean, we don't make any money from the show, but we're awfully close on YouTube. And, every little bit helps with as far as equipment or buying packs of cards and stuff like that. And so it depends what you're looking to get out of it. And frankly, I don't know. I did a stream the other night and we had about 20 people for a little while. And then Duwin came through with a big raid, and that was fun. I mean, it was a blast, actually. And I was just looking to have a good time. It was great.
Yeah.
And then we start playing community decks, and I didn't want to quit. I was planning to go from 9 to 12, and then all of a sudden it's like 12:45 and 1 o'clock. I'm like, man, no, you guys, I gotta go. They're like, oh, play this rogue deck.
One more game.
I got hit one time. I told the chat, I was like, I'm gonna end after this game, and then I got hit with like a raid of like 200 to 300 people. It was either Dane or Zeddy or something raided me, and I was like, "We're gonna keep going, guys."
Yep.
I went for like another like hour and a half. I was like, this is too many people to stop.
Oh man.
So
yeah, that's definitely a thing. Not to drag this out, but like I've been there a handful of times, and it stinks because I want to go to sleep. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get off, and then like huge raid comes in, and it's like 8 hours later.
Show must go on,
bro. Yep.
Yeah.
Show must go on.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know. One of the things that
to fully disclose, because Duwin did it, so let me fully disclose. Last month, I made $125 off Twitch. So, like Nate said, it's nothing crazy, but it is possible to make a little something if you have dedication. But just wanted to put that out there because Duwin said his as well. Nothing to hide. I'm just putting it out there.
Sure. My thing right now is it's just paying for like the pre-releases. Like I use the first Twitch money just to buy the 2 bundles. And like to me like if I can just make enough to maybe do that, like I'm totally fine. Like I'm just doing it for fun. So maybe down the line, who knows? But like for now, just fun.
I like it. One of the things that I do is if I'm gonna play, whether it's streamed or not, a lot of times we'll say, hey, anybody, and this is what I enjoy personally, is I'll jump in Discord and say, hey, I'm going to go stream some games. If anybody wants to hang out, jump in Discord. We've got like an open voice chat, and if anybody wants to hang out. And a lot of times we'd have people just coming through, and it's pretty fun. I struggle personally with the concept of streaming and like sitting here talking to myself. Like, I don't do that.
Oh.
And for the most part, I mean, aside from this show, I'm mostly an introvert, and so like sit here on my computer all night and talk to myself. Oh hell no! Like no thanks. I'm very comfortable sitting here in this beautiful silence, or watching Netflix or something. But if people want to jump on the voice chat and talk through games, like, oh, that's cool. Like, all right, I'm hanging out with friends, and it's, for me at least, it's a different experience, and
it makes it so much easier. It really, really does. Personally, for me, like if I'm going to do a co-op and do a stream, it comes off so much more natural having the conversation, especially if you don't have somebody in chat to talk to. I streamed not too long ago and I had Electric Sheep City in chat, and it was nice to have him there and I was talking back and forth. But when there's like, if you're streaming to like a dead audience, it's a little difficult, you know, just to keep the conversation going when it's just yourself.
Yeah.
It's interesting to hear you guys, because I'm the opposite. Like, not in a weird or rude way, but I prefer to just talk to myself.
Sure, myself. No, everybody's different.
If people come through, then I'll talk to them. But yeah, I just like talking to myself on the stream.
Mike, I'm with you. I like the talk, Mike. So like, I'm with you. Like, I can just talk and talk and talk and talk. It doesn't like however many people are there, I'll just keep talking. 0, 5, whatever. So no, I'm like you then.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's a good lesson for me to try to learn, I guess.
I think that different people like different things. I did one the other day. I mean, this was a couple months ago at this point. It was before the last expansion came out, where I made a video. It wasn't streaming, but I recorded it. Was playing Q Block, and I recorded it, talked through all my games, talked through all the decisions, made a video, posted it on Reddit, got a whole bunch of like positive comments, and I was just surprised. And because when I made the video, it felt, I mean, it was cool to talk through all the plays, but frankly, like, it was kind of boring. I'm sitting here by myself talking about my plays and why I'm doing it. But then people liked it. It's like, oh, okay, well, I guess if you guys like that, I can do more. But so different things for different people. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. Everyone's got a different style, and you know, do what suits you. That's another thing that I guess I would recommend when it comes to streaming Wild or whatever, is maybe sort of don't force going outside your comfort zone. You know, like you want to be a little more natural, right? Like what feels good. Like say you really, really love, like you got a pet deck, you like to play it, but now you're going to stream and you're just going to play Pirate Warrior over and over again and just be boring. Like, that's not necessarily going to be fun. But if you really, really like to, you know, make cool hunter decks with Rexar in it, like Duwin does, everyone's gonna like to watch you, right? Like, just do what you want to do. Don't force yourself to go outside that comfort zone, and it'd be awkward and not really fun for anybody. So just do what you like to do.
Oh, someone had a question earlier. I think this really, as someone lovingly called us last week, the Nerd Dads Club. How do you guys stream with kids? How has that affected your gameplay, your timing, and all of that stuff? I
wait. That's why I stream at night. So like I'm on Eastern time, so my streams will always start after 8. There's been a couple times where like my wife's taking the kids out like earlier in the day, and I'm like right away I'm like, hey, I'm gonna stream during the day because I like never get to, like, you know. But I just stream when they go to bed, late at night. And I try to stop at like a relatively okay hour so I can actually get some sleep and like be productive the next day. But I just find streaming at night when the kids are to bed. It's also an excuse to like be like, oh guys, it's bedtime. I'm be streaming the night. You guys gotta be quiet. Like, it's an excuse to like go to bed and be quiet. You know, like
how old are your kids again?
They think it's cool. 5, 5, and 6.
5, 5, and 6.
Yep. So they think it's cool. I've showed them clips after, like the night before, if they ever asked about it. I'll show them, and they think it's cool. So
that's awesome.
And they do like the school Zoom stuff on the computer now too. So like, I always joke with them like, "Are you streaming right now?" They're like, "No, I'm talking to my teacher." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Like,
so, that's cool.
Yeah.
For me, basically, currently the only stream that I'm doing regularly is this one, and my son thinks it's the coolest thing in the world. Like he's in his room right now. So like since I don't have a set schedule to do anything else, like he knows that I'm doing it Friday night, and he knows that he's got to be quiet Friday night.
Go to your room.
Yeah, go to your room. And don't worry, I order him pizza.
He's
every
watching
single Friday.
He's watching live right now.
Mini Hydra.
I think
turn off the stream.
I think I see him in chat. I'm just joking.
No, you know he did tell me. I don't know if I brought this up. He said the other day that he was walking home from school and he was listening to the podcast on his phone, right? He's like, I only listened to the beginning. I don't really play Hearthstone anymore, so then I skipped to the end. But you told that really funny joke about the pirate and the steering wheel. You guys remember the one?
That was a good joke.
And he was laughing, and he's like, "That was my joke." I'm like, "I know it was your joke. I didn't claim it was my joke." Okay, because that was totally his joke. But he's super stoked that that I do this, and like I said, I don't have another streaming schedule, and if I did, I would do similar to what Duwin says, and I would, if I was streaming more often, probably wait until my son's in bed or do it like in the morning or something like that. But that's how I do it.
For me, my kids were younger. It was after they went to bed. So grade school, like, 8:30. So I would stream, 9, try to make myself get off by midnight. And then before, Corona, it was kind of the same thing, but also at the same time with co-parenting. So I would make sure it'd be on the days they weren't there. But then there were some times I would stream when they were there because they were cool with it and they wanted to see what it was like. And there's plenty of times where I'd climb like crazy ranks. We'd actually be playing Pokemon in the background while I was streaming on Twitch, playing Hearthstone. Like it was actually pretty cool. I felt pretty cool,
Nice.
But it's a good balance. So I guess my situation is different with co-parenting. What about you, Nate?
Same. I just wait till my kid goes to bed. So for me, it's like 9 to midnight. I could go longer, but then I have to work the next morning, and so you pay for it, right? I'm more of a night owl, and I'm privileged enough. I think I'm basically the boss at work, so I sort of make my own hours, but I try to be in by 8:30 every morning, and so try not to stay up too late. Anyways, the weekends are better. Then again, I think for me, I don't have it. There's no pressure for me. Like I'm in the same boat as Blue Train. That it's like, well, you know what? Like I stream when I want to stream, and sometimes that's once a week, and sometimes that's once every other month. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's got to be awesome. Like your boss at work is the coolest one at everybody. He's got a podcast and he plays games.
Nobody knows.
It's a secret. Oh,
I like to keep it that way.
That's the power. That's the power.
It really isn't. Like if they found out, it's not a big deal. But at the same time, I'm not like anxious for anybody to find out either. It's very separate world, but it's fine. Yeah.
See, like you wear a suit to work, right?
Well, before COVID, I did, but now, yeah. I mean, but even still, usually it's like right now, lately, it's slacks and a polo shirt because the doors are closed to the public, but we're still doing stuff.
So wearing a Born to Be Wild T-shirt is not in question. Like you can't do that, right?
Never. No, that's unacceptable.
He said never. No.
I work in the legal field. It's just not.
Oh, we could have a nice button-up collared shirt where your pocket is have a little Born to Be Wild logo on the pocket.
What we need to get the pins. Like you see these politicians, they wear that little American flag pin in the lapel. I need to get the dragon, and then I wear the dragon in my lapel pin.
You could do that, or like a tie clip.
Yeah.
Oh, now we're talking.
Or cufflinks.
Ooh.
I'm not that. I'll be honest with you. I'm not that bougie. I don't wear shirts with cufflinks. All mine just have buttons, but I'm good. Okay.
we got to get
Speaking of
all the
bougie,
formal wear.
This next topic, that's bougie.
All right. Let's move on. All right, this one is near and dear to my heart. I want to talk. It doesn't have to be that long, but I want to talk about the problem with priests taking over the wild meta. And so when I made the legend climb last week, in going back and looking at the stats, it was at least 40% priest, which is crazy considering that there's 10 classes, right? And so the two decks that are prevalent at the moment are, of course, Reno Priest and Big Priest. And when it wasn't Priest, and then I was also seeing about 30% Warlock. And at least with Warlock, there's a combination of, is it Reno, is it Dark Glare, is it Discard, is it Cube Lock? And so, you can, that one's, it could be any of a few different things, but Priest has become so refined at this point. It's insanely good. And unfortunately, I resorted to playing it because I wanted to win. But I think
it happens.
The problem that I see is that it's become so prevalent that it becomes difficult to play decks that I would enjoy. Like, I played Duwin the other day on ladder, and he was playing a Death Rattle deck that had the Scrapyard Colossus and 9 Lives and Sylvanas in that deck, and I got wrecked by it. I ended up copying the list. I copied the list because it's my deck tracker, the game lasted long enough for my deck tracker to grab it all. And man, that's fun, but certain things like that, you want to play some kind of fun deck, you just can't. You can play it, but you're not going to win with it. And I was sad, and so it's sort of the question or the problem of playing a quote unquote dead class against a hostile meta. And I just wanted to get your guys' take on the priest class specifically. And I mean, I know that there's counters, but what do you do when a deck has taken over 30% of the meta? And that's actually, that's a third of your games are against priest. That's pretty crazy to me.
Yeah, so when they did when they started unnerfing cards, I definitely thought they should have never touched Raza. I know, but that was the card that the community just grabbed onto and was like, Unchain Raza, Unchain Raza, Unchain Raza. There's a hashtag Unchain Raza. And part of me was thinking, was Raza even in the plan for them to unnerf? Or if it was just the community was so crazy about it, maybe they wrote it in we're gonna unnerf Raza too, because that's the card that everybody seemed like they were asking about. And I think that I should still be 1 cost, and I think anyone should still be 1 cost. You could still OTK with it. I hit top 200 legend multiple times with 1 cost and doing hero power, and it's just not as oppressive feeling now. It just, every single spell having deal 2 damage to a target attached to it, or heal 2 damage to yourself for free. It's too hard to deal with for a lot of decks.
Yeah.
Zero cost is already a problem in general, and this just gives every spell an added ability basically, and it's a repetitive thing too.
I agree with you. I think when it was 1, you could still OTK with it. And I don't know. I guess for me, the frustrating thing is if I want to win, I don't have to, but a lot of people you resort to playing this because it's just so refined at this point. And then what I sort of was seeing a lot last weekend was that you can take the shell, or the core, I suppose, is so powerful of maybe a third of the deck that you can put a bunch of bad cards around it and still steal games, or you can play the deck poorly and still steal games because it's so strong.
Yeah, I play a N'Zoth build, which is not as optimal, but I just enjoy it more because it has N'Zoth. And I get crazy win percentages just because the core of the deck is still there. And you can even like I've seen players jam Yogg in their deck just because like and just jam random crazy stuff in their deck. Yeah, because the core is still there. So
I don't have a real solution aside from I think that reverting it back to 1, it was still very strong, but not as many people were playing. I think one of the biggest issues is that Polkelt offers so much consistency that, and there's very few counters to it, right? So someone plays Polkelt. If you're playing Warlock and you have the card, okay, I can play Gnome Feratu. Okay, I could play a Corrupted Ticketus, but that's only one class. And even then, it's like only if you have it in your hand. Or then everyone reverts to playing like Finley and Grizzled Wizard to steal the hero power. But do you really want to put 2 suboptimal cards in your deck for the other 60% of the matchups? Like, no, not really. So,
yeah. How do you guys feel about if Raza was worded differently about changing your current hero power to costing 0? Like, so you have to play it after Anduin?
That would be very interesting.
To maybe attempt to slow it down. So you would have to play. So you can play Raz at any point now, and then you can play Anduin later, and you're still 0. So what if you had like it was stated that it's your current hero power is now 0. So if you played Raza first and you go down to 0 and you can heal yourself for free, right? Yeah. And then you Anduin, now you're up to 2. You'd have to do it in the other order. You'd always have to Anduin first and then Raza. And then now you're at 0.
Yeah, but like, okay, Martian Boo's in chat. He said Polkelt draws Anduin before Raza. So it doesn't.
Yeah, but it would help with some of the aggro matchups, I think, because like the fact that they can 0-cost heal every turn, I think would make it a little bit worse against aggro.
That's true.
So I do think that's definitely a worse case scenario like than it was previous. Like,
I'm not saying it's the perfect fix. Like, I'm just wondering what you guys think about it.
I think it would. That's interesting. That would be interesting. I'd be curious to see how that would work. I thought the Quest Mage nerf didn't do anything, but in the long term, the Quest Mage nerf actually aggro did feel like it had a better matchup now when it was 5 versus 8. Even though like it kind of doesn't feel like it changed, it really did. I think it might be some case like that where we would still. I think it'd make the aggro matchup worse because you wouldn't be able to get the 0-cost heal. The 0-cost heal is really, really crazy still too. I mean, you can play 5-cost 5/5 that heals 2 basically, and then you can play your 6-cost. You can play something for 6 that heals 2, and you just keep chaining it.
I think that less people played it. Like when they nerfed Raza, the deck was still strong, but a lot less people played it. Yeah, now, that was before Polkelt, but
yeah.
I mean, the same thing sort of happened with the nerf to Quest Mage. I mean, people still play it and the deck is still strong, but even that small nerf, I remember people complaining that it wasn't enough, and I think it actually was.
No, it was. Yeah, I think it was in the long term. I played a lot of Quest Mage recently, and it, yeah. But Polkelt did change the whole entire thing.
It really did, didn't it?
It really wrecked everything. Like, it really messed up a lot of things.
Well, and
I kind of knew that was going to happen when I saw that card. Like, the fact that like it's a second Anduin, and Anduin always getting your Anduin was always like the problem. I felt like, and getting that Anduin consistency.
Well, and you've got a background as a Magic player, right? So you know a lot about tutoring cards, and I think we say this all the time. I think a couple of the strongest things that you can possibly do in Hearthstone, especially as RNG based as it is, are either anything that costs 0 mana is always really, really strong, and anything that you can do to tutor a card is really strong. And the way that you build your deck, like if I drop a Polkelt, I know exactly what I'm getting the next turn, unless I've got 2 cards that cost the same amount of mana. But even then, I know it's got to be either one of these 2 or whatever it is. So,
and it's a Reno finder too, which is like feels bad too. The fact that you're gonna play Polkelt on 4 and potentially draw Reno on curve, like you can easily draw Reno on curve with Polkelt on 4. But I don't know if they can change Polkelt how that would work out unless they made it more costed more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing they could really do.
Yeah.
To not change the soul of the card.
Yeah.
I mean, it could always give your charge minions +1 attack.
Right.
Hey, real quick,
Cut.
as somebody who got their hearts, ripped out, I'm always pro, nerf a deck in this day and age because they took away Grim Patron. So ever since they did that, I'm ready. They can nerf Raza, they can nerf Anduin, they can nerf the Shadow, all that stuff. Take it away. That deck, I'm all set with it. I think its time is over. I'm good.
Make a Polkelt 5. Someone said, yeah, that could be okay. But Void Caller is a card that is a problem too. Like
I'm just gonna edit this part out of the show. Okay, you guys can talk trash on Void Caller, and then I'll just delete it.
Hey, I made a song about it. Yeah.
I'm joking. I'm a Cube Block is probably my favorite deck, but I agree. I mean, anytime that you can cheat out big minions, like it's OP. That's why Big Priest is good. That's why Big Shaman used to be good.
Nate, did you not? You saw some interesting. Did you talk about the tech that you ran into with the Clockwork Automaton?
Oh my god, okay, so you talk about putting how strong the core is, that you put weird combinations of stuff in the Reno Priest build and still win. I ran into somebody Wednesday night who was playing Reno Priest, and they teched in Clockwork Automaton, and then so that doubles the damage of your hero power. And then they were playing a card, I don't remember what it is. People used to play it in Big Priest or whatever. It summons a 1/1 copy. And some people did it in Reno Priest as well to summon an extra copy of your Spawn of Shadows. Yeah. Vivid Nightmares. It'll summon a 1/1 copy. And so then they play the Vivid Nightmare on the Clockwork Automaton. So every turn they were doing 8 damage for 0 mana per card played. It was absolutely disgusting.
Wow.
Like, it's not even good in that deck, and it just
I
just got wrecked by it.
It's a targeted rag shot.
Wow.
Yeah.
For free.
Nerf it all.
No. You know what's funny? What they do, I think, typically is there's these waves, right? Where Priest used to be the worst classed for a long time, and people complain about it, right? Make Priest good. It's so bad. And they do that. They've done it with Shaman in the past too. Oh, Shaman's so terrible, and then so they make it good, and then it gets nerfed to the ground. It's like the circle of life.
I can't feel bad for these other classes that got nerfed because I played this game for a long time, and every time, and not just to kiss behind because Duwin's here, but every time Hunter rose to the top and saw prominence, like they just came in shooting and like they tore that class down, dude. Like they used to have so many good cards. And, nope, nerf. Like it's crazy. I know it's on a Priest, but like I think Hunter got nerfed so many times where like it's crazy.
We don't have any zero cost. Hunter doesn't even have a 0 cost card anymore. Like
that's right.
0 cost cards.
They took away Hunter's Mark.
Yeah, Hunter's Mark. I guess that was the only one, wasn't it? Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, it's still pretty darn good at 1.
It's at 2 now.
Oh, it's 2?
Yeah, they've nerfed it twice.
yeah, exactly.
0 to 1 to 2.
Shows how long it's been since I've played Hunter's Mark.
Yeah,
but that also shows that they can nerf this Priest deck and everyone will be fine.
Yeah.
Oh boy, is there really no 0 cost Hunter cards at all?
0.
None. I know. I want a 0 cost card. One of my ideas for a 0 cost card was just a 0 cost card that refreshes your hero power. I thought it would be cool with a lot of Hunter cards currently. Just 0 cost, refresh your power.
Okay.
Yeah, call it second shot. So
yeah. Pitch it.
Yeah.
That
was because it fits a lot of it would fit an even Hunter. It would fit it would synergize with Phase Stalker and the mech and
Phase Stalker. That might be too much.
Yeah.
You've gone too far.
You have to use it though. You have to pay 2 extra for it, so you have to pay 4 still. Because it would just refresh it. So
I like that idea.
But they get 2 secrets.
But they would get 2 secrets. They would get to draw 2 secrets. Yes.
Play 2 secrets.
Yeah. But that's why you got to kill the face stalker right away. You know, it's like
it's kind of like the ship's cannon. Maybe you don't play the face stalker right away. You wait till you can combo. Don't put it out there naked.
Yeah, I've
so
only
Nate,
Dragon Bane before. Dragon Bane's fun. Yeah.
Oh, Dragon Bane.
Yeah, everyone thinks Priest should get nerfed. Just nerf it to hell.
All right, I'm there with you. Well, good. We all agree. Then we can move on.
Just don't let a Reno Priest seance your Dragon Bane. It gets really bad.
Oh my god!
They'll just wish, like it happens to me. I stopped running Dragon Bane and Reno Hunter because they will just seance it and then they'll just Anduin hero power you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang. That's
they just Anduin the Dragon Bane and it's you just know it's gonna be over like once they Anduin like the seance the Dragon Bane. Yeah.
I've never seen that happen.
I hadn't even thought about that. That's gross.
I guess you would need to play Dragon Bane to see it happen.
Yeah. See, I play Dragon Bane and I play a lot of Dragon Bane. But it happens. It happens and it feels real terrible.
I think on my Legend run last week, I saw like 0 Hunter, maybe 1, but I think it was 0. So
probably 0.
Oh man. Oh well. All right. Well, let's. We can all agree that Priest needs to be. It's a dumpster fire and he needs to go. That's great. Let's move on. I want to talk about the deck. This deck that Duwin brought, and I saw you post earlier. I think it was probably the same day that I hit Legend. You hit as well. Yeah. And you hit with Reno Hunter, which is super cool. And you did it on stream too?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, that's awesome. That's got to be.
I was streaming cool. when we played each other. I was streaming.
Oh, okay. That's funny. I was recording it. I don't know if I was streaming it or not. I definitely was recording it. It'll be interesting to see the other perspective of that game.
Yeah.
So you weren't my Legend boss, but it was the one right before. Gotcha. I was at 1.2 when I hit you, and that was a crazy, just a crazy matchup. So if anybody wants to watch it, the VOD is floating around. But no, that's just cool. And you were playing Reno Lock at the time, and so I guess you switched over.
I was working on a Reno Lock, but then I was catching a lot of priests, and so I just was like, let's just play Hunter. I know it's gonna work, and it ran really well. Like I won 5 games straight to Legend.
Nice.
I mean, I lost a couple before that, so like I don't remember my record that night. Maybe it was like 7-3 or something. I don't remember, but I won 5 straight to get to Legend. And had some really like cool like things happen. Like the final boss was like insane. I put a clip up. Somebody played 2 tic-tacs against me, and it drew me into my lethal.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was
it drew you into the lethal.
Yeah, he played tic-tacs, and then the next turn he played the second tic-tacs off Zola, and it drew me into my last card in my deck was Bran, and that for lethal. And I put a clip on Twitter. It's insane.
Heart of the cards.
Yeah. Was it Dino Tamer Bran, right? So King Crush for lethal. So great.
And then I rolled it like I rolled like a god roll on a wandering monster at rank 1 too, like a couple games before that, and put that on Twitter too. Where I was like, I need to hit a taunt that has over 5 defense to win this game, and I hit a taunt with over 5 defense. And I was like, wow, off wandering monster.
Wow, what are the odds? That's awesome.
Yeah,
killer.
Well, that's cool. So in talking about the deck a little bit, it depends when we talk about these with different people, because some people, I guess, are deck builders, and some people are like me, are more of a pilot. But so this is a deck of your own creation, right?
Yes, yeah.
So for the folks listening to the audio version, I'm going to read through the list real quick, but I would love to hear if you're willing to do this kind of a brief discussion on, your deck building, like how did you go about creating this deck? Like what were your thoughts? Why did you include the cards that you included and that sort of thing? All right, so let me read through the list real quick. I think we've got a lot of people who listen to the audio version of this podcast. It's and then a handful of people that watch it live, and then some people who watch it on YouTube later. But reading through it real quick, this is a Reno list, so these cards are all one-ofs. I've got Animated Broomstick, Candle Shot, Mystery Winner, Tracking, Bear Trap, Cat Trick, Explosive Trap, Mad Scientist, Pressure Plate, Rat Trap, Scavengers, Ingenuity, Wandering Monster, Zephyrs the Great, Bran, Bronzebeard, Cloaked Huntress, Diving Griffin, Eaglehorn Bow, Petting Zoo, Stitched Tracker, Zixor, Apex Predator, Spellbreaker, Lesser Emerald Spellstone, Lotheb, Subject 9, Ziliax, Deathstalker Rexar, Reno Jackson, Dino Tamer Bran, Call of the Wild, and Zul'jin. All right.
Yep.
That was a lot.
Yeah, so Secret Hunter is, you want to work with Hunter's best mana cheat, and our best mana cheat is Cloaked Huntress, being able to pump out free secrets. Like, you have Wandering Monster is a 2-cost spell that produces a 3-cost minion, so there's often some mana cheat there. And the fact that you can get it for free with Huntress just kind of like snowball some of the early mana cheat, which is why Hunter is usually really good against aggro, because we can cheat a lot in the earlier turns. So that's why I like going with secret-based lists. Also because Subject 9 in Hunter, with Huntress in particular too, is that you can draw 5 cards. I tried to make, I play 6 secrets, so that way if Mad Scientist draws one, or if I keep a secret, I'm most likely to draw 5 cards off my Subject 9, because Hunter has terrible card draw. And to make sure I get that card engine going, I play Scavenger's Ingenuity and only 3 beasts, so that way Scavenger's Ingenuity actually has a 33% chance of hitting Subject 9. But you're also not mad if it hits Zixor, because turn 2 Ingenuity into a 4/6 with Rush on turn 3 is a really good play. Also, if it hits Griffin, you've now just drew another card that's going to draw a card. So it's like not an ongoing filtering that you're going to be doing. So, which is why I like that little engine a lot. And that was in the original Reno Hunter that a lot of players did well with. So I wanted to bring it back with the new cards. And then with the secret-based list as well, you have your mana cheat, like you have a 5-mana 12/12 with Spellstone. You have often a 3-mana 6/6 with your Petting Zoo. I often will play 3-mana 6/6 with Petting Zoo, and then I'll go ahead and play my Spellstone on 5 and use your snowball like that. You can also cheat as far as dumping a bunch of secrets into Huntress, and then playing your Petting Zoo the same turn. Like turn 6, you can play Subject 9 turn 5, then turn 6 play Huntress, dump all your secrets, and then you play your Petting Zoo and it fills the whole board. So
yeah, wow, yeah.
There's just some cool plays there. And then you have your Stitch Tracker to help you to tutor. Like I Stitch Tracker for Subject 9 quite often actually, but then you also can Stitch Tracker for like a Reno and for like a Zeph. And Stitch Tracker doesn't draw, it discovers, so you will get a second Zeph or a second Reno. And then you can always pair Stitch Tracker with Bran to get to be able to discover twice. And which is a play that I oftentimes will do too.
Okay. I love on the top end, I think it's got to be matchup specific how you play, right? So you can play defensive against aggro, but against a slower match. I mean, how cool is it to get Bran into Dino Tamer Bran for...
It happens so much, actually. It happens
a lot more
than
double King Crush lethal? Yeah, it's great.
In the original, when I originally thought about the list, I did not think that was going to be a thing I was going to include. But it actually ended up working out where that's actually a win con against that. That's how I win against Priest a lot. Because I can just try to get them at 16 life, and then I can just double brand them for lethal.
Yeah.
You can also do plays where you go brand into Lotheb to lock your opponent out of spells, and then you can turn that into you can play your brand next turn because they won't be able to kill your. They oftentimes
anything. Yeah.
Yeah, if you go brand Lotheb the one turn, then the next turn you lay down your down tamer. They oftentimes can't remove it, so then you can go ahead and burst lethal that way as well. So yeah, it's been really good in the deck. Zola can work in this deck too. I just didn't include it in this build. If I were to play Zola in this, I'd probably drop maybe Spellbreaker for Zola, The deck doesn't need a 4-drop, actually. I've hit Legend with the deck without a 4-drop. So, but I wanted the silence because of the priests. I wanted to be able to push through some of the taunts for the big priest, and for some of the taunts from Warlock sometimes.
Yeah.
It also unfreezes your cards too, which is actually pretty relevant sometimes. The unfreeze your stuff. So.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, the clever lethal.
It's, and then as far as the top end goes, Call of the Wild is just a really good card. And then Zul'jin is nice because Zul'jin with Zephrys is a second board clear. So if you have to go grindy, you can play Zeph for a board clear, and then you can get another board clear with Zul'jin, which is something that Hunter lacked in the past. So we can get more board clears. Zul'jin with board clears is interesting too because the cards are in random order. So sometimes you get the board clear first, and then you'll get your spell stones that trigger second. So you'll actually clear the board and then present a board. So I like that interaction a lot with Zul'jin and Zeph as well.
So I noticed you've got both Deathstalker Rexar and Zul'jin in this list. I know there's oftentimes a strategy on which one you play first. Can we talk about that a little bit? Yeah.
So if you play Rexar when you feel like you're just not gonna be able to win with your hero power anymore. Like if you've exhausted the Smork plan, you play Rexar, or you play Rexar to help you stabilize. Actually, there's a fair amount of matchups where you can play Rexar and then Zul'jin afterwards, and it's fine. Especially if the deck's going late. That Zul'jin turn is so huge that it'll help you end the game later in the game. While both decks are starting to go into the fatigue mode. But typically if I ever have both in my hand, I'll try to hold the Rexar until I play the Zul'jin. It's ideal to play Zul'jin first, then Rexar. But in some matchups it doesn't. Like against aggro especially, Zul'jin just ends the game on the spot pretty much. So if I'm already Rexar, I have no problem just playing Zul'jin. Mm-hmm. And just full secrets, gaining the more life, and so Zul'jin's just a lot of fun, but the list doesn't necessarily need it. You could drop Call of the Wild and Zul'jin for Polkelt and something like Animal Companion or Quick Shot, and then you'd just be a lower to the ground deck. You could totally drop those two, but those two in particular are nice against Priest. I like the burst from Call of the Wild against Priest. I like that they have a bunch of board clears, so that way it's just an additional board that you're going to present to them as well. And I like that you get some of your key secrets. Like Pressure Plate's really good against Priest because it stops the spawn sometimes. The armor is kind of good. It's nice to have too. So, and somebody in chat said remember when Giants played in Hunter? Yes, Giants Hunter was really fun. I actually played a little bit of Hunter during that time. Giants Hunter.
That was fun.
Yeah, it's still kind of viable in a weird way. There's a weird roundabout way to play it. I've done it a couple times, but yeah.
Pressure Plate, Pressure Plate is actually a pretty crazy card. I think there was one that killed me the other day. I think I was playing Aviana Kun combo, and it wrecked that. Yeah. Hey,
the Pressure Plate made me so I don't have to play. Bloodstinger was a card that I thought was we're gonna have to play Bloodstinger because it's so good and it's anti combo, but there's a lot of decks that you don't want to you're kind of nervous to Bloodstinger. You can't Bloodstinger a big priest. You're kind of nervous to Bloodstinger Reno locks too because they have such big minions. If you grab a Void Lord, now you have to deal with this taunt. So Pressure Plate actually deals with the main combo deck, which is Aviana Kun. They can't Aviana and then coin anymore when you have Pressure Plate out. So in Subject 9 finds it, so you can set it up where you Pressure Plate right when you think they're going to combo. If they play around it, then you can Zul'jin to get it again, to put them in check again. So it's been pretty nice. Yeah, against Mecha'thun is really good. Against the Dorian list, it does really well. So Mecha'thun, the old Mecha'thun could play around it if they played Mecha'thun after they did all their spell casting. But the Dorian list it does really well against because you have a good chance of hitting one of the minions that get summoned onto the board.
Mm-hmm. One of the things that I like about the secrets in general, and we had this same conversation a couple weeks ago with Shmoopy Daddy, was that when you're playing a secret list, it doesn't even matter what they are oftentimes because it forces your opponent to play suboptimally.
Yes.
And then in chatting with Ben, I know Ben has been playing a ton of Reno Secret Mage and was saying, hey, a lot of times you can bluff your opponent.
Yes.
Based on, you don't even have the right secret, but if you set it up the right way, they're going to play around the secret that they think it is.
That's so fun to do. It really is.
Psychological warfare.
Yeah.
I've set my opponent to 2 and played a secret and well played them. Hoping they would just concede and not attack into my face because they thought it was explosive. And has it worked maybe once or twice in like a ton of games. But like I have been known to bluff those, yes. Or you just take all the small minions off the board and you play a secret, they'll make them think it's freezing. They almost always play around freezing if they can.
Well, yeah, especially some like Big Priest or one of the decks where, if you get something that costs 9 or 10 and it gets sent back in your hand, now it's unplayable. So
it's pretty rare I play freezing because I found out you don't have to play freezing to play freezing. Like they'll play around it if enough where like you can just bluff it. Also, but Mystery Winter allows us to find freezing now, which is nice.
Right.
31 card deck.
Yeah.
The only time I don't mind the freezing is a lot of times if I'm playing Q block and if I've got Skull, then it doesn't matter.
It's pretty brutal. I took out the weapon removal in here because the weapon decks haven't been as relevant.
Nobody's playing Q block this month except me.
And Kingsbane is like not as relevant as it was, so I took out the ooze. But no, that does feel bad when that happens for sure. But yeah, no, it's a solid deck. It's pretty well rounded. I've always had luck with it. It's probably one of the stronger Hunter decks, just based on how well rounded it is. I want to explore more Death Rattle versions of it now with Jewel. So I've had luck with N'Zoth lists before, so I want to try the Jewel list now with it.
Yeah. Hey, what are your thoughts on Ringling's rifle?
I think it's good. I haven't tried it in pure Secret Hunter and Wild. I've tried it in a couple. I need to spend more time with it. I will. It's not. I do not have the card in Golden, so maybe that's why it's not in the up as many lists. But I did craft it on Asia, and I've played it, and it's the Hunter secrets are good, and discovering secrets are good. So I think it's. I have to see in Standard, do they play it in the aggressive decks? I don't know if they play it in the aggressive decks. I don't think it's very aggressive. I've played it in some of the more like mid-range control lists, and it feels fine. Our 4 cost slot needs cards anyway, so it fits that slot. So, but it didn't make the cut in this list just because this list is a pretty tight list actually. Like I've started to really like Broomstick. Broomstick with Spellstone and Teacher's Pet's really nice. You can drop your 4 3/3s and then give them all rush. Broomstick is also the nuts with Rexar because you can get huge lifesteal beasts and drop Broomstick down the same turn and give those huge beasts rush.
Nice.
Yeah, that's nuts. I love Broomstick with big boys.
Yeah, so you can do Broomstick with the big Rexar beasts and then Broomstick with like Call of the Wild and like there's just it was just nice and Griffin finds it. So I don't. This list is just extremely tight. Like I want a quick shot in here. I can't figure out where to fit it. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, in looking at it, the only card that I look at that's like a flex spot would be the Spellbreaker. That's it.
Spellbreaker, yeah. You could kind of think about Zixer, but then you might want to consider another beast because then you might like with 2 beasts that might be iffy, or another Rush. But I honestly kind of like Zixer too. Like it's pretty consistent when you have Ingenuity, Griffin, and Zixer all together. Like to find the prime. And then Call of the Wild plays Ingenuity again, so if you didn't find it already, you're going to find it that way too.
Right.
So,
well, Zixer has such good value, and I think the Rush is always nice. So
yeah. It's just it's been overall just solid for sure. Brain I guess could be a flex spot, but I still kind of like it. It's a tight list, so we just couldn't fit. So, the 4 cost slot is a meta thing. Like Dragonbane can be there. Spellbreaker, you can put like, that is definitely the flex spot.
I do appreciate the curve in this deck. Like you definitely have a top end, but it's extremely low to the ground.
Yes.
Like so that you can have a really good mulligan. and like a really good starting opening hand, the majority of the deck is 3 cost and below, right?
Yeah.
So that's
You're going to do really good in
aggro.
aggro. You would do really good in aggro. Tracking is another card that is a flex spot technically, but I for some reason can never drop it. But some players do. Tracking is a very skill based card, kind of. It's one of the hardest cards for me to explain.
I think I can share a little bit. No. I didn't used to, and I'll tell you my thoughts on tracking because I've grown as a player. I used to have an absolute hate for tracking because you know what tracking says is you essentially, you look at 3 cards from your deck, you get to keep one and you discard the other 2. And I was so frustrated that like I don't want to discard the other 2. Like if you shuffle the other 2 in your deck, that'd be OP. But I think where it's a very skill testing card, it almost reminds me of Illucia in some regards because you play it when you need to play it. Like it will find you an answer. And like there's games that I would not have won if it weren't for tracking because like I'm not going to play it on one, a lot of times I'm going to play it when I need an answer to something. And so when you pull your tracking and it gives you a Reno Jackson or it gives you a Rexar or it gives you lethal with Call of the Wild or Bran or something like that, it's like, oh yeah, and I'll take that, especially late game. I've got 2 secrets and a Dino Stalker or Dino Tamer Bran. Like that's exactly what I want. And so, but it takes some time and growth as a player to get over the downside to realize how positive the upside is. So
you could, but one thing that you thought with tracking, you consider those as cards you would have never drawn. Like you have to consider those are just 2 cards you would have never drawn, and then you've just found an answer to the situation that you would have not gotten before either. So like it's a positive.
You have to pretend they were on the bottom of your deck.
Yeah. You have to pretend like those 2 cards you'd have just never drawn in that game. I'll sometimes play Subject 9 and actually overdraw. I'll just take the one mill card just because I'm going to consider that card as a card I would not have drawn just because I've now thinned my deck out 5 cards. So I've increased I made all my draws better now. Even though I milled 1 card, I made the rest of my draws better the rest of the game. So I'll sometimes just play Subject 9, hit my 10, and just mill the 1 card. It feels bad when it's one of your main cards, but like, again, I just consider that a card I would have never drawn. But yeah, Ben in the comments too. Ben's actually played very, very close to this version before with some success as well. I think he took it to a tournament. But it's pretty much the same list from before that I felt was very strong. Just with with 2 new cards basically.
What's your thought on Mystery Winner? How good has it been? We were wondering about that when we did the card review.
I really like Secret Plan is actually surprisingly pretty good. This is Secret Plan on a body. I like that I compare it on turn 4 with Bran, and I've done that sometimes. Because I just just a 1 cost battle cry that you just get 2 secrets. I like that it allows you to pick it allows you some flexibility to pick key secrets that are going to mess up the matchup. Like you can get a extra pressure play, or you can get extra cat trick, or like you can get an explosive. Like the hunter secrets in general are pretty flexible and pretty good. Like when you get the discover. So I do like that flexibility. And it's kind of nice too. Sometimes I'll stitch tracker for Mystery Winner if I need a secret to pair with like a spellstone. So you just have that as well. I think Mystery Winner gets a lot better with Huntress because you can play it for free. So you can on turn 1 you can play Mystery Winner, get a secret. Turn 2 you can play Scientist. Then turn 3 you can play the secret that you got with Mystery Winner for free. So it curves a lot better than if you didn't have Huntress too. So yeah, I didn't play Secret. I never played Secret Plan in Reno Hunter unless it was Reno Spell. Mystery Winner definitely makes the cut. But Secret Plan I like it. I still like it in spell-based Hunter lists a lot because it allows you to run less secrets in the deck for your spellstones, but you still have the flexibility.
Okay.
Yeah. So I am very happy that some of these cards, Lesser Emerald Spellstone in particular, got reverted after the nerf.
that was huge.
It's always been one of my favorite spell stones, especially because it's relatively easy to trigger for a full for its full effect. And even then, if you even if you get 3 wolves, it's good.
Yeah, even though three honestly, spell stone for 3 wolves is totally fine. I mean, spell stone for 2 wolves is like, it's what it is. What it is. I do it a lot, but yeah, the 3 wolves is perfectly fine. That's very doable on curve. And I'm super glad. That was one of my favorite cards. Like being like Secret Hunter in general is just like I love. And then they unnerfed Call of the Wild as well, so we got to play both of them in this deck.
Yeah, that's really cool. Exciting. Is there any? Do you think that the regular version of Secret Hunter is good or is viable, or is the Reno version just strictly better?
It's the Reno version's like basically strictly better because of like aggro. You're just a bit more consistent against aggro. And having access to Zephrys allows you to deal with some of the high rolls that the other lists just can't deal with. Like just putting the bodies on the board, like the 3/3s. It just like and then like if you do that, and then all of a sudden Big Priest player starts to like just go wide with taunts, you're just done. But now if you have Zeph, you can push those wolves through the taunts. And like same with the Warlocks, once they go wide with the taunts, you have Zeph to push through those taunts. I do think that you could actually probably explore Zeph in a non-Reno Secret Hunter, because Subject 9 thins that deck out so fast in tracking that it becomes a Reno list extremely fast. It's something I've talked about, I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah, if you're drawing enough cards, there's decks you can totally run it in.
Yeah, because with tracking and Subject 9, you can turn yourself into a Reno deck super fast.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It's such a good card that it's kind of worth exploring to do that in a deck with duplicates that you draw that much.
Yeah, I remember in Standard a while back when Descent of Dragons was out, they were playing Reno in the Galakron Warlock because you would draw your entire deck. It was like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
So, and Zeph can get you surprise lethal sometimes too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, when it surprises yourself as well. Like, oh!
At the beginning, that happened a lot. I'd be like, oh, well, that's lethal. I didn't think about
whoa.
Yeah, I didn't think about all these other class cards that, like, I just never thought about those cards. So Bloodlust was like, oh my gosh, I have lethal, like all over the place.
Yeah, no, that's so funny. It's like, oh, the card was smarter than I was.
But the fact that every deck has access to, like, all the decks have access to Flare hasn't been very fun for Secret Hunter though. Like having to face flares all the time is like, that's been a little annoying, but.
Yeah.
Well, at least Sack Pack isn't the same as it was.
Yeah. Well, that was nice for me though, because a Hunter player, like being able to deal with like Void Lords and get heal 5, like as a Hunter player, Sack Pack I liked having it in the Zeph pool, but it needed to be done.
It got nerfed to the ground, like it's no longer playable.
Well, it made Jiraxis no longer playable.
Yeah.
So, I mean, not to say Jiraxis is playable.
Yeah, but it was just to the point where, like,
it destroyed Lord Jiraxis. Like, it's just done forever.
The fact that you could just play Zeph and get like heal 5, deal with a big demon, just you didn't feel like it fit.
Right.
So.
No, it's true. It's true.
Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to see how this deck works.
Me too. I'm really excited to get on the ladder and play some games with it. It looks like a lot of fun. Anybody have any other last minute questions or anything about the deck or anything for Duwin before we move on?
I do have a really big question.
Yeah.
How long have you been growing your beard?
Oh, so I haven't shaved. I probably haven't shaved since like April or March-ish. I probably haven't shaved since. Yeah, I mean, I've shaved underneath here.
Oh yeah, you gotta get that neck beard out.
Yeah. I haven't. I have to trim up. I've just been lazy, working from home and just being at home all the time. Just gotten lazy.
See, the thing is,
I like it in the wintertime. Like I do like it getting longer.
Yeah,
and I've had a beard. Like I've had facial hair in general for like 6 or 7 years now. We're like, yeah. So I do. It doesn't feel itchy or anything. My mustache from this because it's starting to do the grow over, and it's not fun to eat like that.
I used to have the beard. I don't anymore. Work things, but I can't get caught in certain machinery and instruments, so I can't have a beard. But when I first met my wife, I did have a nice bushy beard, and she loved it. And then I had to shave it off, and she was not happy about it.
Yeah, I probably looked way different because it's been so long. My wife doesn't really remember before. Actually, I've had it longer than 6 years. I've had it for a long time. For question,
it's always funny to see somebody who has a big beard and then see their face without it, because you know them. Like when we look at you, we see you with your beard, and then if we saw you without it, we'd be like, "Who's that guy?"
Yeah. It'll be a lot less soon, but it'll still be there. Like it'll be just a lot less soon. Probably this weekend I should probably do it, but we'll see. We'll see.
Hey, no pressure, man. I like it.
You're lucky. Like it's nice and solid. One color, mine is all salt and pepper now. So even if I wanted to grow, my whole chin is, especially like it started on one side all gray and then slowly started on the other side all gray. And
there's a few tiny ones in there, but they're camouflaged. You don't see them very well.
Tuck them under the brown ones.
Yeah. So here's a question: what hunter card would you buff doing? That's tough. I mean, so like, you probably want to start talking about Buzzard, like 5 mana 3/2. Like you can change the stats a little bit there.
It could get better, yeah. The nerf was too stupid.
It does not see it sees zero play. The card used to be like see play all day, every day. Like now it sees absolutely zero play. So like that's a card that could be touched.
Savannah high main to 6/6.
I'm also a fan of Hunter's Mark. Still, I think that should be. I mean, it was very playable at 1. It feels very bad at 2. It was amazing at 0. Give us a 0-cost card. Like, just give us a 0-cost card.
I like the idea of like a Tundra Rhino that makes your beasts have charge. You could get some crazy OTKs with that. I mean, even now you can, but I think it's probably not good enough to drop in any deck right now. But
yeah, I played a Zixer deck that tried the OTK with Rhino, but I got beat by Polkelt on 4, and I was just in taunts. That it couldn't get to work.
Let me ask you, what is your question on the new trampling Rhino?
I need to play it more. It's good in Beast Hunter. Like I like it in the Beast Hunter lists. It's been okay in Spiteful Hunter. I have a Spiteful list where I'm trying it instead of the Silence. I'm playing 2 Spellbreakers. I'm trying it instead of Spellbreaker because it can like push damage through the taunts. And it's felt okay, but I need to be explored more. I just haven't had. I've been playing a lot of Battlegrounds. I'm not gonna lie. I need to play more ladder. I've got some people on Discord that like it. I think it could be played in some a more aggressive Reno Hunter list, maybe. It needs to be explored more. With Dire Frenzy, it'd be kind of cool. Maybe even there's some things with Katharina that wouldn't be terrible to get. Like, it should be explored more.
YG Dragon made the suggestion of rotating Hunter's Mark.
Yeah. Make it 0 again. Yeah, that'd be really cool. Well, Hunter's Mark was 0. There was some cool things you could do with it, where you'd play like Knife Juggler and like Snake Trap, and like you did like hit their thing for 0 to make that a 1. So when they attacked into your Knife Juggler, like the Snake Trap would kill. Like there was just some cool little things that used to happen back in the day with 0-cost Hunter's Mark, and I'd just be interested to see us get a 0-cost card again. Like, so if they did a rework and they moved that stuff over, that would be cool to see it at 0 again.
Yeah, we'll see. There's talk about the whole classic set, possible rework, rotation stuff happening. We don't know, but we'll see.
Yeah, so if that's the case, that would be cool to see some of those cards like reverted. Like maybe even like give Hunter Buzzard back to see. Like,
can we make Leroy 4 again?
I played Even Hunter. It'd be pretty nasty in Even Shaman. They give him like that'd be interesting. 0-cost power overwhelming. Was it not with 0-cost Shadow Flame? Power overwhelming was always 1, I think. Yeah, no, Shadow Flame.
Yeah, no. Power overwhelming was only rotated. I don't think it changed.
Yeah, no, it didn't change. No, Leroy and Even decks.
Good stuff. Hey, Duwin, where can people find you, dude, if they want to follow your content, if they want to watch you stream and follow your decks on Twitter and all that?
Oh, yeah. At DuwinHS on Twitter. And then twitter.com/DuwinHS. DUWINHS. And you can just Google DuwinHS, and I believe that they come up right away, too. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, Hydra, where can people find you?
You can find me at Hydralisk_HS on Twitter and Twitch. And you can always find me here on Friday nights at 6 p.m. PST.
Beautiful. Mike, what about you?
I actually want to skip shouting me out. I want to shout some other people out. I want to shout out all the Wild streamers who've been hosting me over the past month, 2 months, 3 months. So Holy Elvis, Duwin HS, we got Wildcard HS, Hazer Streams, Concerned Mom, Keith Numbers, for those who may not know, I'm sorry, Keith Numbers, Corbett, we had Cream Puff, Slizzle, just a whole lot of people who stream Wild, who are known in the community. And I just appreciate everybody who's helped me grow over the past few months. I really just pushed like 4 months ago when I knew like there's a new set coming out. I was on the podcast, so I really appreciate the past 4 or 5 months, all the support. So thank you to everybody who's helped out, and for those who I did mention, you guys too. But I just wanted to like take the time real quick to point it out because Duwin's here, so I'm trying to, name people on his level that stream consistently.
Yeah. You're a rock star, Mike.
Yeah, you are, Mike, for sure. Always love hanging out in your streams, and I love having you on the show as well.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. If you guys are looking to find me, I'm mostly active on Twitter. It seems to be where most of the Wild Hearthstone people are, and so that's what drew me to it. I'm not a huge social media fan, but I like interacting with everybody. So you can find me on Twitter at NateWolfTCG. It's NateWolfeTCG. More importantly, you can find the show at borntobewildhs.com. Again, it's borntobewildhs.com. If you go to our website, that's where you can find all of our other content. So it's got links to the Discord, it's got links to the YouTube, it's got the parody songs, it's got deck lists, pretty much everything. And so that's what I would recommend. And if you guys are really interested in asking questions or learning more, the Discord is a really great place to hang out. For those of you who aren't familiar, it's basically a very large and interactive Wild community that we have there. We post deck lists, we post jokes. There's a lot of conversation, and all around it's a very welcoming and positive community. So I highly recommend that. And again, the link to that, if you go to our website, you click on the Find Us, there's a link to the Discord. So anyways, yeah, thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you, Duwin, for donating your time on this Friday evening. It's great to be hanging out with you. And thank you to everyone in chat. We've had a bunch of people here in chat with us this whole night, and it's been great. Love hanging out. If you guys want to stick around after the show, we could do a little bit of co-op games and play this deck that Duwin brought tonight on the Wild Ladder, and that should be a blast too. As
and now,
tradition here,
Unrelated Advice with Nate Wolf.
So I got to ask you guys a question. Maybe you can give us some advice. It is now the winter time, and we're starting to see a lot of rain, some snow, depending on where we're at. So what is your guys' advice for getting through the winter? I'll start with Duwin. Grow a giant beard.
You're so warm.
Grow a giant beard.
Yeah. Just be positive, and just try to enjoy staying inside more. We're all kind of used to staying inside more now, so maybe it'll be a little better this year. Who knows? But yeah.
Hydra, what about you?
Yeah, I suppose the less you drive, the better you're off, right? Yeah, depending on where you are. But you should invest in toques.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, no, It's even tonight. I went to go pick up. We've started doing the Hydra and picking up pizza on Friday nights, and I went to go pick it up. It's dark. It gets dark at 4 o'clock, 4:30 here.
Yeah.
Pouring rain out. Like, man, I can't see anything. And the more you stay inside, it's probably a lot safer.
It is. It really is. You could also hold on. So I got this toque. Also, you can invest in growing your hair long. That also keeps your Head a little warm. I need a bit of a haircut, if you guys can see that. But you can get a Born to be Wild too.
Oh. Okay.
Slash beanie. Product placement.
Mine does not say Born to be Wild. I need to get that, you know.
Mike, what about you? What are your survival tips of getting through the winter?
Man, I feel bad answering this for people because like this is tough. So I live in New Hampshire and I work from 8:30 till 3 and sunset is at like 4:10, 4:11. So like from the second I get out of work, there's like this mad dash to like figure out what to do with this 1 hour of sunlight. So Megan the other day, jokingly but seriously, had dubbed it 15 hours of darkness. Where like it's always just dark around here, and when we're working, we're inside where it's daylight, and then when we get out, there's just 1 hour of daylight. So I guess, I know what we've been doing is I guess the same thing as quarantine, just finding various shows that we'll watch, and then activities around the house, and then together, and then activities solo. So like me doing any kind of Twitch or Hearthstone things, or she likes to play Sims, or activities that she's engaging in. I guess that's just gonna be the focus until like we get more sunlight, because with my work hours and how this daylight savings works, I get like 1 hour of sunlight a day on weekdays. So weekends I'm gonna love it, but it's tough, man. Like I got friends who live in San Diego. It's always 70. It's always sunny. Like it sounds great.
Yeah, no, I hear you. We don't get that sunlight here. That's for sure.
I'm on the losing side. It's tough.
I'm not gonna have any sunlight for the next probably 4 months or so.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
All right, good tips, you guys. I appreciate it.
Sorry.
Wiser words were never spoken. You heard that on Born to be Wild.